Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack.
We've been with the Brazilians. This would be the first.
They wild, I think.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy? What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the Wake Up Show. Part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, Niggero, of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg. Also the man with no trabajo. I am the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
The Mitch Slapper. Also, the founding father of the After Pill, the Morpheus of the Mating Matrix, the Chocolatey Confucius, the Black Moses, the Deliverer, also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game, but in case you forget those names, just call me CGA, God Allah, and I be the 12-time demonetized champion of YouTube. Got a great show for you today. It's Halloween. It is Halloween month. It is officially the month. Neighbors are decorating their porches and their garages with holiday decorations and all of that in a bag of Chips Ahoy, which means, in effect, the witches are out. We're going to talk about a woman that says you may be dating a witch and you might not even know it. And I put up a poll for you guys to vote as to what would you be. Would you be concerned if you were dating a woman or a girlfriend or you were married and you found out your special person, your special friend practice witchcraft? Now, you're going to see many articles that I present here where people are going to say, well, what's the big deal? It's just a witch. Witches aren't inherently bad. It's okay if you date a witch. And that's an article in Cosmopolitan that says, well, how to date a witch and not be an asshole about it. So they're basically trying to get you comfortable with dating a witch. So I left it up to you, the members of the Coach Gang, to vote. Would you be concerned if you were dating a witch? And right now, the early indications of the poll suggest that Donald Trump will be elected president of the United States.
Oh, look at my African
Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong poll. Hold up.
Are you the greatest?
You know what I'm talking about?
That's the wrong poll. But we do have some news about Kamala Harris coming up here. That's the wrong poll. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Donald Trump, man, tell him what we really mean.
I'm a big fan of Coach Greg Adams. I encourage you to reflect and consider his free agent lifestyle philosophy.
Yep.
Coach Greg is helping men become great again. Do him a favor and hit the like button when you watch his content.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. All right. That was another poll I was looking at. But this poll says men would be terrified of the near 300 people who have answered the poll. They said 70% they would be absolutely terrified if they found out that their significant other, partner, spouse, girlfriend, or whatnot was practicing witchcraft, with only 10% saying they would not be concerned at all. All right, so continue to vote on that, and you will find out. So anyway, we got Doom and Gloom CGA, we got Straggle and Sniggle Theater, we got Crime and Law CGA, we got so much going on. Then we have the main event. Hopefully we'll get through everything. We're here for about 3.5, maybe we'll go 4 hours today, because today we got time.
Yeah, I got time, cuz.
All right, and we want the Mitches to know.
You better boss up, nigga.
We want the Mitches to know, to boss up. But anyway, to contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat.
New world order.
On the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Anyway, let me see what we got here. Let's get to the earlier contributors to today's show. Oh, yes, it's Thursday, by the way. Definitely know that it's Thursday. So we'll be getting our ling on Thursday. All right, let me check if there's some earlier contributors to today's show. All right, somebody woke up early. All right, it is KT the King. Good morning, CGA. I would like to suggest another entry main event topic for the Lilith and Jezebel series. It is King Ahab, the spirit for men who move in an effeminate way that always panders for female validation at all costs. Interesting. That is a good suggestion, KT the King. That's actually a good suggestion because we've broken down the Jezebel, but we haven't really broken down the King Ahab. And even there's some people in defense of King Ahab. Do you guys realize that? That is crazy. Shout out to our brother Corey, 2S, 2 S's. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for being here and back again. Back again is the incredible. Let me check up over here on Ko-Fi. Or is it coffee? I never know. All right, let's see what we got over here. Anybody woke up? All right, let's see here. Uh-oh. You guys, this is crazy already. You guys are already acting a fool here. All right, I don't know if this is from yesterday. He says the Mitchells are so dumb and soft that they argue with CGA trying to save them from potential hardships and pitfalls. The Mitchells are the living embodiment of biting the hand that feeds them. CGA could easily go full normie content, laughing to the bank with 3 mansions by now. I certainly could, and I think about it often. All right, listen. All right, and he says, it's funny to see the Mitches call CGA's passion anger. CGA has the same passion in his voice every show. That funny, he says every show, he says that funny mustache man had in his speeches. Your voice speaks directly to the spirit of masculinity and inspires it to conquer 100%. All right, men can't decipher between emotions. They definitely can't do that. And he says, men are soft when the women accept the criticism without complaining and donate their disagreements, but the Mitchells report CGA and try to get me demonetized, thinking that CGA should give to make his money mindset in locals free. When is the Roasting Mitchells channel coming? All right. If I start roasting weak men, I'll probably make a lot of money. Doom and Gloom from Canada. Canada admits the truth. Play the Undertaker bell. Well, I'm going to actually save that for later on. I don't know what they admitted the truth about, but I see what they're. Okay. All right. It's about the C19 thing. Yeah. I mean, I gave up that a long time ago when you ninjas was doing what you were doing. It says, do you think wives would be able to divorce their husbands on the grounds of cheating via watching pornography without the wife's permission? He says, how come men can't divorce on the grounds of being financially abused by the wife via the wife's bad spending and money management? Yeah, I mean, that's where the family court is, isn't it? And he says, why do you end up, I don't know what that says. Why do something in an obese woman with, yeah, I don't know what that says. All right, you already got me reading.
What that mean?
You already got me reading errors in the morning. Abel returns to eating. Good morning, my dear coach. He says, Coach Greg Adams with a Porsche to ride his 911, his local bride. He says his loyal bride. He says no need for vows, no need for rings. The roar of the engine is all that sings. Shout out to you. And Albert Wesker says, every day is Halloween for women, the way that they be casting spells, praying and praying on a man's downfall. Shout out to the ladies, man. Hey. All right. Shout out to you. Daniel McGee says, can't manipulate him, can't control him, cast a spell on his asses already. And last one, JC. I was talking to LL Cool C yesterday about Bronny James. I told him that he will need a growth spurt to match his dad or play as hard as Jordan. Cool C said he's too small. Once his dad retires, his career will be over. Would you agree, Coach? This is what I would say about Bronny James. I think that Bronny James is going to have a nice career in the NBA. Certainly not going to be a LeBron James. Certainly not going to be a Michael Jordan. He is not going to be even a top 300 player in the league. However, mark my words, LeBron James will get a stake in the Las Vegas expansion team. And with that, Bronny James will follow LeBron James wherever he goes, whether it be a short career, a long career, or maybe albeit a career in, general manager or something like that. So Bronny will be a name for a long time to come. Yes, he will. All right, so mark my words, that is more likely to happen. He will play for the Lakers for as long as Bron plays. There will be an expansion team, particularly an announcement by the NBA in the next coming years or two. And Bronny James will be probably on that roster, on that expansion team for at least a couple of years, and then move into some sort of management position. 100%. You mark my words. I said it here first. Your boy, CGA, Coach Stradamus, telling you what's going on. Yeah, Bronny's not there to be a basketball player. He's not there to be a star. He's there to have his career, have a good, bright career through his father's legacy. And can you blame him? I can't blame him. Other than that, let's get into it here. I got something on my screen that keeps popping up. I don't know why they keep doing it, but it keeps interrupting my flow. All right, something pops up on my screen. I got a story to share, but it keeps popping up. I don't need it to pop up. It pops up in front of all the windows, and now I got to move it around. All right, but other than that, what is this? All right, you should see what's going on here. Oh, I see what happened. Oh, my goodness. All right, this show is already a mess. All right, with that being said, you know what day it is? It is Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what we going to do? We going to get some ling-lings on your screen. Let's get it going. Hello, ling-ling.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Here they come. All right, here they come, marching into CGA's domicile. Into the gentleman lair. Here they come. And they're looking to get...
I like to get dominated.
Yes, they do. And play it. Come on, girl. Hey, yes, indeed. It is Thursday. Let's go. Indeed. Oh, my goodness. What is this? Hello. Ling-lings everywhere. All right. Oh, I don't know about these ling-lings. Oh, yes. Here we go. Yes, indeed.
American people ain't kind of fuck.
Yes, indeed. There they are. Hello. Hello. Come on. Hello.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
Yes, indeed. All right, why these all paused? Man, I'm going to tell you, this is crazy. Hello. Turn it up. We got it. She said,
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
Yes, indeed. That's what they said they do. And she said,
What kind of fuck you give me?
that's what she said. Hello. Oh, my goodness. There they are, ladies.
American people ain't kind of fuck.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Wow. Okay. They got their panties out on the Instagram. Titties out, too, later. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Wow. That's it. Indeed. Oh, look at this. Yes, indeed.
I like to get dominated.
Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. She says,
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
indeed. She said that.
I like to get dominated.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Shout out to the Linglings this morning. They came in there with it. Oh, I still got her on the screen. Oh, my goodness. Yes, indeed. Yes. Oh, okay. Boy, they so fun, aren't they? All right. Which one you like? All right. Which one you like? You love you long time.
What kind of fuck you give me?
That's what she said. I didn't say it. All right. Don't be mad at me. All right. Don't be mad at me. Ninja out here. I'm going to have her scrambling and scraping. All right. The sisters are already mad at me today. We need a round two? Do we need a round two? I didn't even finish all my linglings yet. All right, so here we go right here. Let's get a round two going. I got time today. All right, let's go. Oh, yes. Oh, they mad now. All right, they like, not a round two, CGA. Oh, here we go. Yes, it's time. Indeed, yes.
What kind of fuck you give me?
That's what she said. Oh, where's it at? Okay, let's go. We didn't even finish everything. Yes, indeed. Oh, my.
American people ain't kind of fuck.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Oh, no. What is this?
Okay. I have a question for you. Do you prefer them saggy or perky?
Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Yes, there she is. Hey, let's go. She said, yeah.
I like to get dominated.
Yes, indeed. Oh, man. Here we go. Indeed.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
Oh, my goodness. I got it. Yes, indeed. We with it. Do your thing, Mama Lang. Do your thing, Mama Ling. Yes, indeed. Oh, here she comes, spinning in there. Indeed, she said.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, we got little Ling Ling. Oh, man, what is this?
Oh, the humanity.
Wow, which one? All right, man. Oh, I saw a 4'7" Ling Ling yesterday in the Target. I was like, wow. All right, here we go. And there she is. All right. Yes, indeed. There they are. Right there. Yes, indeed. What a round two this is right here. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, the humanity.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
I like to get dominated.
I like to
Choked, whooped, spanked, told what to do. I need a man to take charge and let me just, be goofy.
All right, we got you, Ling Ling. It's your day today, so we got you. We'll take care of you. All right, we'll definitely take care of you right there, brothers. It is good. Speaking of Ling Lings, we got them. They are high on the witchcraft list, just so you guys know. They did rate high on places where witchcraft is still practiced, so be careful out here. 100%. Let me catch up if any other people have contributed so I can mess up their super chat. Now we gonna mess it up. All right. What are we doing here? We got our brother. Roderick says, Coach, you are absolutely right about not dealing with women that have too much going on, especially when their parents, aka they mama, can't let their daughters go. He says, I didn't sign up to be with you and take on the burden of you and your mama. He said, run, fellas. Yep, they got too much going on, and most of it is drama, and then much of it is strife. So we're going to talk about actually Gen X mamas here coming up in Doom and Gloom CGA, what men need to worry about here. I need you to look out for something coming up here, and CGA was right. Shout out to Kevin W. Says, Siggy to the head, sing Joe's I Want to Know. No. All right, but it might come up later on in today's show. You never know. I've been saying in a long time, have I? Gotti O says, hey, coach, good stream last night. Glad you exposed the realities of Hollywood, indeed, and how things go down in the industry. Also glad you exposed the reason why YouTube became so big that a lot of people are tired of the BS and the propaganda pushed out by the mainstream. Here is my donation. Shout out to you. All right, shout out to you, man. Yeah, we have to go into that a little bit deep, and yeah, there's some truths going on. And Bread and Butter says, Diddy is a prime example of why aftercare is vital. If he would have paid Cassie the $10 million she asked for, he probably would be a free man. Jay-Z groomed Beyonce, then he married her. He groomed Rihanna, then turned her into a billionaire. Diddy left Cassie broke and begging, scrambling and scraping. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's true. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with Jay-Z. A lot of people are really trying to target Jay-Z. He may have his paperwork together. He might have his paperwork together. So, Diddy is in a pickle because, he left Cassie hanging. What do they call it? He left her high and dry. He left her out there just to fend for herself. Whereas billionaire, Beyonce's married, and then Rihanna's a billionaire, so she's well protected and insulated. It's the story of the Girls Gone Wild, right? It's the Girls Gone Wild story where everybody told this guy, pay these girls at least $500, $50, you'll be good. And he refused to. He said, man, fuck these bitches. That's basically what he said. I ain't paying them nothing. And he said, and people were saying that's what bit him in the ass. If he would have just paid them off, then he probably wouldn't have had many claims coming after it because they were paid for their services. So this isn't an absolute, but yeah, you can find evidence where that is true. That is true. It's hard to be extorted too. So, Diddy was going to be extorted and Cassie was going to extort him. He should have set her up for extortion, but he didn't. That's what I would have done. But yeah. It's kind of like, there's another scenario where that happened. The Hugh Hefner thing, people keep bringing that up. First of all, Hugh Hefner is dead. I'd hate to announce this. Black people always want to bring up Hugh Hefner, and we can bring up Martin Luther King if you want to at this particular point. If we bringing up dead people, let dead people lie. But Hugh Hefner did not, as far as we know, he did not go from hotel to hotel and traffic people in and out in house parties all across the country. As far as we know, he didn't do that. All right. And if he did that, it might have been very early on. Certainly later on, he stayed in his house and he had a brothel right there. So he had a brothel right there. So that's not trafficking. The bitches came in to live with him. They came in and lived under his contract. So again, we got to figure out what's what. I know we can argue and pick and choose and we can use revisionist history. But Hugh Hefner was in one house for the majority of the time, at least 25 years. So that's going to be hard to give him sex trafficking. But Diddy's going from, let's just say Diddy was sloppy with his work. Diddy was sloppy with his work. All right, when you're sloppy, that's when you get caught. Yeah. All right, so, and Diddy's just another person. I'm pretty sure they want to get a lot of other people. But anyway, enough about that. We could talk about that all day long if we wanted to. But let's talk about this. Doom and Gloom CGA. Doom and Gloom CGA brought to you by The New World Order. All right, let's see what's going on here. Doom and Gloom CGA, you guys know about the port strike going on that might be debilitating to your food needs and insecurities here in the next few weeks. So stock up on some green beans or something like that. All right, over the next few weeks. Not necessarily your food, but your electronics, your automobiles and whatnot. You got people over there striking. Apparently, this is what they're striking for. Apparently, this is what they're trying to stop, which is AI in China at the port. So let me play this video. You know, the port strikers are trying to get their money up, sharing the revenue, and they're also trying to prevent ports from becoming automated. So let's go ahead and roll this film of what an automated port might look like. And this is allegedly in China, or I don't know if this is real, could be AI, but they're demonstrating what an automated port could look like. And as you guys know, this is a major part of the strike, is they're trying to prevent becoming automated. And now the tools to become automated are certainly there. The dollars are probably certainly there, but they would have to get rid of the employees, AKA the laborers and the people who are working. They would have to get rid of them slowly but surely. But this is an example of an automated port and how functional it would be. And it probably can run 24/7. You don't have to pay any benefits. You certainly don't have to share in any revenue and so forth and so on. And you would make a lot of these people, these workers that are protesting, obsolete. I mean, obviously, you're still going to need some human worker and some laborers here and there, but you certainly, there you go right there. You certainly can get, no sick days, no fights with your wife, no divorces, no pensions, no retirement plans, no strikes or any of this. You basically can automate the full thing. So this is one of the biggest issues of the particular strike that we're dealing with right here. So that's why you know they're on strike. New world order. All right. And it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Again, I've been on the bandwagon of AI saying you can't stop it. You can only hope to contain it. All right. And once these people realize that these automations are going to come slowly and surely, you're going to be obsolete. So you better relearn maybe something. Yeah, you better figure it out. All right. Doom and Gloom CGA. Kamala Harris's husband in the news. For what? Kamala Imhoff feeling the heat. Her husband, Doug Imhoff, this is just announced today or late yesterday. Her husband, Doug Imhoff, forcibly slapped an ex-girlfriend flirting with another man at the Cannes Film Festival. New world order. All right. And it says right here, Doug Imhoff, the portrait of masculinity in the Democratic Party right now. It says, following charges that Doug Imhoff struck ex-girlfriend, Vice President Kamala Harris's earlier condemnation of domestic violence and sexual assault perpetrators have come back to haunt her. Critics post that Harris's prior statements supporting survivors of abuse have provoked renewed debate in light of the Imhoff charges. It says Doug Imhoff, age 59, allegedly slapped the woman in the face so hard that she whirled around 360 in a circle while waiting in the valet queue late at night at Cannes Film Festival in May of 2012. All right, so that is 12 years ago. I suppose they weren't married at the time, but the names will not be disclosed as she is a successful New York attorney, but we'll refer to her as a pseudonym, Jane, as quoted by the Daily Mail. It says right here, Jane first said in 2014 that she dated Imhoff, and she repeated the complete tale of his alleged abuse in 2018, when then Senator Kamala Harris was in the spotlight for grilling Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh in the Senate hearings over his sexual assault. It says the pals, who all wanted to be named and not be named for fear of punishment by Imhoff, provided an image of him and Jane together in 2012. All right, as well as, hold on for a second. Let me see if I can find the image. All right, I can't find the image. All right, well, it says right here, the bombshell charges come after it was revealed that Imhoff cheated on his first wife and the mother of his two children around 2008, allegedly by impregnating his daughter's babysitter. who also worked as her grade school teacher. Oh my goodness, Ninja.
Oh, the humanity.
It says Imhoff admitted to an affair with the nanny, so he admitted it, and the teacher. According to friends, Imhoff admitted to impregnating the teacher, accusing her of causing a miscarriage. However, he even paid the nanny $80,000 and had her sign a non-disclosure agreement. Imhoff, known for being an ally to women and against toxic masculinity, has previously been dubbed a wife guy. He's going to be the first, if they get elected, he'll be the first husband. What do they call it? Not the first husband. It says Jane was sobbing when she was hit by her then boyfriend, Doug Imhoff, who thought she was flirting. All right. Jane broke up with him that night. Oh no. 3 friends of Jane Imhoff. Who is Jane Imhoff? All right. I didn't realize that. All right. 3 friends of Jane, a woman who was allegedly assaulted by him, have shared their experiences. Jane was embarrassed and self-delusionated after the incident. Oh, see, this is what they'll keep doing. All right, come on. Get that. No. Get that off my screen. It says right here, which led to her to call her businessman friend for protection. The friend said Imhoff was unapologetic about the abuse and never apologized. Jane and Imhoff never saw each other again. Of course, in May of 2012, Kamala Harris met Imhoff, who quickly dated her after their first date. The marriage, the marriage was in August 2014, and they had a daughter, Ella. Oh, anyway. They don't have, this is not right. Kamala Harris does not have any kids. All right, so I don't even know what that is. All right, so anyway, there's that. All right, there's that right there. This is reported yesterday in the Daily Mail, and it has been updated this morning as of 2 hours ago. And yeah, they're going to have to speak about that because he has been portraying himself as, yes, I'm a man and I'm a wife's man and I support my wife. But now you have 2 particular charges here. One that he admits, this one he has not admitted to. All right, but the first one, he was married and knocked up his nanny. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, he knocked up his nanny. The second one, it is alleged abuse, and we know how we deal with allegations of abuse. You have to actually have evidence of this, although she has people corroborating the story. Somebody definitely has gotten paid to actually come out and put this story out weeks leading up to the election. We're like 5 weeks of leading up to the election, and now they got Doug Imhoff as the weakest link. Not only that, that Tim Walz is the weaker link in terms of masculinity. So the Democrats don't have a masculine leg to stand on. All right, but Doug Imhoff's pimp hand be strong and his dick discipline be weak. All right, well, the first gentleman, is that what they call it? All right, so anyway, knocking up your teacher, your daughter's teacher. Oh, my. All right, that ninja. All right, man, this guy's a mess. All right, sounds like something I would have done. No, but anyway, Doom and Gloom CGA keeps going on here. We have a report of a new, they always naming something new. All right, Gen X, we talked about this yesterday. This is something that I've been telling you, prepare for, guys. And this is an ugly reality of the things that I talk about. And when you're thinking about dating, all right, in marriage, 40-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 50-year-old, we can be a power couple. Here's the thing. We're headed to a financial disaster with older people. And it says right here, we already know the boomers are in trouble. But Gen X is so unprepared for retirement. They're being called silver squatters because 1 in 5 are counting on help from their kids.
Oh, the humanity.
Yeah. Okay, 1 in 5. That's going to be a significant group. It says Generation X has gone by many names over the years. And we all know the latchkey kid, the MTV generation, the forgotten kids, the America's middle child. All right. But as retirement looms closer for Gen X, a new term has popped up in conversations that capture the anxiety and uncertainty many are feeling, called silver squatters.
New world order.
It's a phrase that vividly paints the picture of a generation grappling with the looming financial crisis as they edge into their mid-50s without the cushion needed for securing retirement. Well, all these divorces and all of this feminist propaganda and these student loan debts and the broken homes is going to catch up to you. The silver nods to the graying hair that comes with age. Shout out to Gen X. While squatters suggest a scenario where these individuals might find themselves bunking with their adult children, a last resort due to inadequate retirement savings. I've been telling you guys, we're headed here. Now, they're saying a lot of people here, but let's just talk about it. Let's face it. The numbers don't lie, and they aren't pretty. According to a potential financial survey, it laid out the sobering reality. The median retirement savings for a 55-year-old stands at just $50,000. I've been telling y'all this for a long time. Do not believe these people, especially older women, when it comes to, oh, I got my shit straight. No, they don't. It says it is a far cry from what's recommended for a comfortable retirement. Here's the kicker. Many Gen Xers are caught in the sandwich generation squeeze, trying to financially support their kids and aging parents while also worrying about their retirement. It's a tough spot, right? I've been telling you guys, this won't get ugly. Just wait. I'm like, just wait, bruh. It ain't over. This whole thing about what's going on, it is not over. Wait till the next 20, 30 years. It's about to get messy. And see, so these are some of the things we talk about in the money mindset. These are some of the things we talk about in the money mindset. You got to be prepared out here. All right. And everybody's like, you don't need millions of dollars. I'm like, shit, you going to need a mill? You're going to need a mill at least. If not, you're going to be caught in this situation here. It says right here, leaning on family, an unspoken expectation. It says, with savings falling short, most Gen Xers are starting to look towards their family for support. Nearly 25% of 55-year-olds are banking on financial help from their children.
Oh, the humanity.
Nah, particularly from millennials and Gen Z. Oh, no. But here's the catch. Many haven't even broached this topic with their family yet. Imagine the surprise and the potential strain this could cause down the line, especially for younger generations who might already be navigating their own financial hurdles. Ninja, ring the fucking bell. What did I tell you? Ring the bell. I've been telling y'all, man, we are in trouble. We don't see it coming. And Gen Z has no interest in supporting their parents at all. They're not built that way. Millennials got their own problems, okay? The boomers have their own problems. But this is going to, and of course, these are all the strong, independent, I don't need no man. Guys, most of these are women. They're not saying it in this article. But I've read other articles of this age group, and most of these are women, right? Because men know good and damn well nobody's going to support us. All right, nobody's going to lean on it, but we do have this major, major issue. But these are the same women. We don't need no man. I don't need this. Guys, if you don't got millions of dollars set for retirement, you up shit's creek. You up shit's creek. And a lot of these women ain't moving to another place that's cheaper. They're not becoming expatriates. Most women that are expats, most of them are married. So they move with their husband right over there while he be boning on ling-lings. So it's going to be rough. I've been telling you this for a long time. You guys have doubted me. I'm saying we are at just the beginning of the issue. Feminism is going to have a fatal fall. The boomers and Gen X, they're going to be the first ones to find out and feel that pain. And the boomers aren't even old enough to feel the pain. They're still working at 70. All right, so this is where we are. This is undoubtedly the truth. By the way, they're telling you here in another publication, Newsweek, retirement warning for generations of silver squatters. Okay? Everything I've been telling you. And look, it's everything that I've been telling you, man. I mean, people are unprepared for this. It says the survey also found that the majority, which is 67% of 55-year-olds, believe they may outlive their current savings. Of course, we're living longer compared to 59% of 65-year-olds and so forth and so on. 24% of 55-year-olds, which is close to my age group, that's Gen X, anticipate needing financial help from family members. 24% of 55-year-olds are anticipating financial help from their family members once they retire. You're not retiring, by the way. You're going to die working. I've been telling you that. All right, you're going to die working. That's what you're going to do. You're going to collapse out there in the goddamn Costco parking lot. That's what you're going to do. Most people don't even have $1,000 of savings. All right. I mean, you're going to be out there collapsing in the heat in a Costco parking lot. That's what you're going to fucking do. All right. So anyway, by the way, we can't stop this train. This is going to be this is everything that I wrote about in my book, The Evolution. And that doesn't set up Gen Z and millennials any better. I told you, wait for 30 years. 20, 30 years is going to be the telltale sign of what happens here. All right, speaking of Gen Z, it's not helping that they have their own issues. Unemployed Gen Zers are using hashtag desperate LinkedIn banners now. How is anyone going to know that I need a job? So the job market for Gen Z is absolutely deplorable. All right, deplorable. And what they're saying is these people are creating these purple banners on their LinkedIn profile to demonstrate how desperate they are for jobs. Hashtag desperate. Let me go ahead and show you. And as you can see, these are all women. This is dude. So these women are going to find out that feminism shit there's nothing left in the feminist tank. All right. There's nothing left in the tank for them because they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They've been told you're Captain Marvel. You're Scarlet Witch. You could do it on your own. You don't need a man. Don't get married. Don't have kids. Go live your best life. Hashtag desperate. Look, another woman. Do you guys see what we're reporting here? There's no job market available to them, and they're finding out a lot of these human resources offices aren't even advertising or collecting the resumes going on here. All right. So there it is. Hashtag desperate. They don't need no man, no. We're up shit's creek. Anybody see this? It is what it is, man. Hey, I'm calling it, bro. I've been done called it. I called it. We're in trouble. Now, what does that mean for you as a man? You need to save yourself now, bro. I mean, save yourself. The free agent lifestyle is the mission. If you don't get on top of this now as a young man and you're wasting your years talking about you're a 25-year-old adolescent, if you don't get on top of this and get ahead of the game, you're going to succumb to the same issues. Okay, get on top of it. Money mindset is the key, bro. Free agent lifestyle is the key. Last on doom and gloom situation, our health. Health is wealth. Listen to this.
Give us the baseline condition of health in the United States.
Absolutely. So 74% of American adults now are overweight or obese. Close to 50% of children are overweight or obese. 77% of young adults are unfit to serve in the military because of these issues like obesity. Now let's talk about diabetes. 50%, a full 50% of American adults have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, which is a fundamental issue in how
half the country,
Tucker, have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and 30% of teens now have prediabetes. We have 18% of teens with fatty liver disease, a disease that used to be in late stage alcoholics. Cancer rates are skyrocketing in the young and the elderly. Young adult cancers are up 79%. And this is the first year in American history we're estimated to have over 2 million cases of cancer. 25% of American women are on an antidepressant medication. 40% of 18-year-olds have a mental health diagnosis. We have the highest infant and maternal mortality rate in the entire developed world. Infertility is at peak rates. I mean, I don't know how this is not front page news. Infertility is going up 1% per year. Sperm counts are going down 1% per year since the 1970s. Now, the thing that people need to understand is that all of these conditions are caused or driven by the exact same thing, which is metabolic dysfunction.
Can you just give us the baseline condition of health in the...
Listen, I say these things to wake you up because you don't want to be a statistic. You don't want to be a statistic. This woman said something critical. Why is this not front page news? This should be front page news. People should be panicking on this because you should be focusing on what you need to focus on. Unfortunately, we got #desperate. We got people still thinking they can be single the rest of their lives and don't have to be out here hustling and grinding. We got 25 years, your brainstem doesn't fully develop. We have distraction with the politics, all right, and all of these things that you're putting into your political saviors as if they're going to save your life. But we have a diabetes issue in our country. We have people out here just wasting away out here, not being productive, not doing anything, not exercising, and or any of these things. People accepting fat acceptance as if it can be healthy. Well, it's still healthy. We have people that are all too easily accepting this mental health crisis on themselves and wearing it like a badge of honor. All right, we are in some interesting times where it's really going to be seen in the future that CGA was somewhat right about the direction where we're going. I mean, most people are really unhealthy at the end of the day. You think you're going to live longer? The only reason you're going to live longer is because they're going to have drugs that are going to make you live longer. That's it. All right. They're diluting you down. They're actually got you down, weeded out here, completely distracted. Absolutely insane. All right. But don't say I didn't warn you. That's Doom and Gloom CGA. Law CGA, it'll be all right. It'll be okay. All right, these are just statistics. It'll be all right. We'll have medication and weed and Instagram. We'll have stuff to deal with. All right, man. You better get on top of it, brothers. You better get on top of it. I say this because even in these numbers, it's not just women, it's men. It's men like myself. It's men like you that really need to focus on the things that we need to focus on. And I keep you focused. I keep you focused 100%. All right, I give you options out here. Who else is giving you options out here? I give you great optimism and hope. Click the link right there for the Money Mindset. What are you getting? You're getting 70 streams of the previous Money Mindset. By the way, the password needs to change. All right, but you're getting 70 streams of Money Mindset, past streams, future streams. We're talking about the mindset that you need to get through in the next few years to get you over the top. The bar for everything is low. I'm going to say it again. The bar for everything is fucking low. The bar for health is low, right? Even to the point the bar for wealth is low. And this is how sad we are. We are getting in a generation where we don't want to see healthy people. We want to see unhealthy people. The minute somebody jumps up with muscles and abs, we criticize them. The minute somebody shows off what could be possible for you to do, we criticize them. We don't want to see you winning in life. We want to see real people out here struggling. We want to see fat people out here so we can just understand. We want to see mentally unstable people. We want to see people suffering from mental health. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see you win, CGA. We want to see you lose. All right? We have a loser mentality out here. But we want you to win, and I want you to win as well. The bar is fucking low. All right? The bar for winning is low. The bar for dating is low. But we don't even want to meet that bar anymore. It's crazy. The bar for punani is low. All right, it's super duper low. The bar to get a woman interested in you is low, but also her attention span is short as well. She has all these offers. We're going to cover that later on in today's show. All right, we got it. How about this show? You're bragging. You're bragging. All right, no, the bar is low, fam. All right, the bar is hot damn low. All right, let me check if there's any support. If not, we'll get right into Straggle and Sniggle Theater. All right, I got to log in over here on these things here. The bar for travel is low. Yeah, indeed. The bar is super duper low. All right, we got our brother here. No government name. He says, I had to have PD remove a ling from it doesn't continue. What happened there? I don't know what else is there. Ling from what? All right. Shout out to Gerald. He says, best news and entertainment. Monthly subscriptions due. Shout out to you. All right. We give you the news and everything. Preston says we need a prostitution versus coercion breakdown. Oh, no. All right. Goodness. It's getting that way, isn't it? What is coercion at this point? Anything is coercion. All right. I actually had a discussion with my young son. He is entering into adulthood here in the next few months. right? And we had a good discussion related to what is coercion, what is consent, what is not consent, and so forth and so on, because, he's going to have to worry about these issues in his future. He's paying attention. And men need to know. So had to give him an instruction. I had to even hear from what he thought was going on. But he said these women out here got the hot punani. He said these young girls out here got the hot punani. They hot in the punani. All right, they out here trying to throw that punani out. Right? It's a little bit different than when we were young. Women are like, we're going to not throw out the punani. But he said these girls are wicked. These girls are aggressive with their sexual selection. All right, they trying to put it out there because they got the internet. What the internet does is allow you to say things that you probably wouldn't say in person. So as a result, women can be really aggressive, on Snapchat and in the DMs. So they could say what they want to say, and then not many people can see it or judge it. The likelihood of you screenshotting and it showing it to the world is low. But he said they out here throwing that ass in the circle. They out here throwing it out here on that Instagram and Snapchat. So you guys got to watch out for them, man. It's going to be hectic out here. So the men have to very much be counseled on not coercion and not trying to drug women and, like Puff Daddy allegedly drugging women to sleep with them and absolutely weird shit. And we got to know what a victim in the volunteer is. There's a lot of women that are volunteering and then later becoming a victim. I mean, it's a hard discussion that we have to have with young men. Caitlin said, "What's up, coach?" He says, "I've been thinking about this since Pete Rose died. What's worse, betting on baseball or taking steroids?" He says, "I'm sure there are players in the Hall of Fame who had taken steroids, but who were never caught." There they were, but there's some dudes that got caught and they ain't never getting in, more than likely. All right, so yeah. But betting on baseball is terrible. Betting on sports and you're competing in it and you have an interest in it, that's horrible. All right, I mean, I think that is terrible. Steroids, all athletes are pretty much on something. They're taking a competitive edge, even since the beginning. So it's hard to tell what's fair and what's foul. Like, for instance, in golf, you can get LASIK surgery. Is that fair? Is that natural? Or is that use of technology and science? Right? Like if you can basically my vision is shitty at a distance. Right? I'm very nearsighted. Right? So I can't see any goddamn thing. I can hit the ball with no contact lenses and it could go right down there. I don't know where it went. So competitively, in a natural state, I would lose significantly if I can't see long distances. But if somebody next to me can compete and they have the same skill, but they can take their eyes and change LASIK surgery and use that to their advantage, is that cheating? Right? That would be using science to a competitive advantage. All right. So I don't look at that as a big deal because I'll just look at people taking a competitive edge. Not many people are natural. So in that, betting on your own team against your own team where you have an interest or potentially doing so is harmful like a motherfucker, right? That takes away the integrity of the sport 100%. So betting on or around your team or betting within the league with extra secrets, that is a no-go. No-go, no. Well, at this point, a lot of people are doing that too, so what the fuck? All right, what are we doing here? J. Cool, the most successful men in the U.S. never retire. Retirement is part of the so-called American dream that never was. That said, I am building an IRA and a 401k for backup income when he says, well, I think right here, I think you're saying I work until I am no longer here. Yeah, retirement is one of those things I think people have a misconception about. Retirement was really mostly for people who worked hard, laborious jobs and their body was going to give out. So they had to be taken care of, and normally they were taken care of with pensions. Once we start moving away from labor jobs and into corporate jobs, then they put the onus on retirement on the individual through what they call 401k or investment plan, whatever you think these scams are. And you can work these jobs longer. They went away from the pensions and they put the retirement onus on yourself. But the reality is most people are going to work. All right. This idea of 9 to 5 and retirement, it's a new idea. Yo ass going to work, bitch. You better work, bitch. Let's get into it. I think that was it. Was that it? That was mostly it. Your ass going to work. All right. Don't be afraid to work. All right. Because I feel that I'm going to work until I drop. I'm going to do something. I just don't mind working like that. Now, I don't want to work for someone else. All right. So with that being said, I better figure out a way. When there's a will, there's a way. All right. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Let's do it.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle. I don't want to work at Lowe's or Home Depot. All right, I don't want to do that. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. What do we got here? Oh, have you, any of you guys collectors, you know, nerd guys, you collect action figures and Legos and dolls and whatever you guys, any collectors out here, press 1 in the chat if you're a collector, if you're a guy that doesn't mind collecting things, you know what I mean? Baseball cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, you know, you're an autistic guy, you collect old Yu-Gi-Oh! Coins and shit like this. All right, are you a guy like this? Well, if you're a guy like this, you are going to feel this pain in a minute because guys like this know guys like this. Check out this guy right here. He's on a news show. And as you can see, he has some Lego builds here. And if you guys know Legos, they do take a lot of time to build. And you got to be really, you know, you got to be really ADD or not even anti-ADD. You got to be really, I don't even know what the word, what do they call it? OCD. You got to be a little OCD about your Lego builds. And all of these builds are complicated builds as well. And the guy right there on the far right of your screen, he looks like a collector type of guy. You know what I mean? Neck beard, pale skin, red head, ginger, you know. He got a white t-shirt under a old Navy goddamn button up, you know. Typical nerd guy. He's a guy's guy. And apparently he's put all these Legos together. And he went on the show. And of course, these women cannot help themselves. When you see Legos and collectibles, you don't touch them. You never touch them. But of course, this woman could not get the best of herself. She could not contain herself. She has to destroy. So let's go ahead and play the video right here and see what happened.
It would be this one, I think, is one of my favorites. It's really old.
Not this guy right here. Oh no! Oh my gosh. That's okay. Don't panic, everybody. The fun about it is putting it all back together, right? And we heard you guys have
I can see the look in your eye, like, oh my god.
We're gonna have a conversation about that after the show here. But I heard you guys have some really cool giveaways.
Yeah. You know, this dude probably wanted to get her neck. He wanted to bend her over and take it out of her assets. That's what he wanted to do. He definitely wanted to wring her little neck. And she didn't even say, I sorry. She didn't say nothing. And this dude's hopes and dreams will be crushed right in front of him. All right. And then they try to play it off. Well, you know, we like to put them back together. No, I don't want to put them back together. Bitch, why you have to touch it? Why you have to touch my ish? You know, if them camera wasn't on, he was going to jump off her on top. And apparently he was in the middle of saying that's his favorite one. All right. But I would have had to spin her ass in a circle with the damn Doug Emhoff. I would have put her hair in the goddamn wrap at the end of that. All right. But look, man, why you have to put your hands on it? You know, they Legos, they're fragile. All right. Jeez, look, she going to pick it up. Why you picking it up? What? And look at how he looking. He like, bitch, what is wrong with you? Why your goofy ass picking it up? Soon as she picked it up, and you know she gonna pick it up all wrong. She picking it up by the Legos, not by the stand. All right, so he is like, oh shit. Even a woman is like, oh no. There it is. And there goes the stand. And he's like, shit. And there it is. Whoops. I sorry. She didn't even say I'm sorry. She just laughed it off.
Oh no! Oh my gosh. That's okay.
That's okay. Accidents happen.
Don't panic, everybody.
Don't panic. And look at her, just a sniggling. All right, she don't care.
The fun about it is putting it all back together.
No, it don't. No, when I make one Lego set, I'm pretty much done with it. It's a toy now.
Right? And we have
not even an apology. Nothing. All right. Of course, the comment section. Why the F is she touching it? For real. Not one apology from anyone. Nobody. No apology is wild. She could have apologized at least one damn time, instead smiling and laughing. I mean, dude, not even an Isawi. Nothing. Isawi. I'll make it. I'll pay you for that. Nothing. No offer. Isawi. All right, man, that's crazy. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Speaking of laziness, we were talking about laziness. Apparently, I don't know what country this is. This is in China. Take a look at this. All right. We are here. Wall E is here. I don't know what.
Oh, the humanity.
Wowzers, ladies and gentlemen, man. Wait till we get into the story of here where they're saying women should be leaders of the world, of the free world. All right, we're going to get to that later. Take a look.
Oh, the humanity.
China. All right, nobody wants to be, man. We are, our species, yeah, we need AI. We're going to need AI at this point. We're dumbed down. We hit Stupidsville at this point. We're down here in idiocracy. Yep, we're done. Wait till the Americans find this out, that they could get this type of display. All right, 2 phones, a computer. Well, we pretty much do this without the stands. All right, somebody's delivering snacks. You know that poon is smelling like tuna. She got her feet out, but oh, man, this is crazy, bro.
Oh, the humanity.
You know she stank. You know that cat is stanky. She ain't jumped in the shower. You know people that live like this. This is Gen Z in a nutshell, by the way. Gen Z in a nutshell. They would love to live like this. Get nothing done and complain. These are the people that be in there trolling in your comments while you're creating social media. I can't read what they're saying here. I can't read the caption because it is in another language. Let me see if I can translate it. All right, it says right here, in China, also a long holiday mid-autumn festival, all right, there's an introvert panda friend. It must be more comfortable to enjoy the holiday at home. Who is the same? All right, who is the same? This is enjoying a holiday. I'm not sure what this is, but yeah, there's your Ling right there. All right, you know she stank, bruh. You know she stank. All right, what are we doing here? Speaking of people in your comment section, apparently I found a video of one of my most famous trolls. I won't say his name because he would love for me to say his name, but we have looked him up. One of our Coach Gang members have followed and tracked one of our biggest trolls on the show. All right, and he's here every day. We don't know why. We don't know why you show up and watch hours and hours of CGA, but we found a video. Shout out to my guy here on Locals, who has tracked down a video of one of my trolls. All right, here's a video of him right here. Let's go ahead and play the video. Yeah. There he is right there. This is what he looks like in real life. Yep, that's him. So, never be disturbed by your internet trolls. Even this girl is unbothered next to him. This is definitely what he looks like. There he is. She's completely unbothered, as CGA's unbothered by our trolls. He definitely is. Yep, that's what he looks like in real life right there. All right, anybody, there's several of our trolls, but one of our guys have tracked down one of my internet trolls, and that's exactly what he looks like. And these Mitch-ass ninjas, this is what they do. This is what they do. They don't got no life. All right, they just come here and troll every day. That's what they really look like. You know what he smells like as well. 100%. All right, yeah. All right, what are we doing here? We also have Straggle and Sniggle. Have you ever heard of this guy, Rashid Rice? He plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. This guy is a problem. Rashee Rice is pictured here playing for the Kansas City Chiefs or Chefs. He has had some issues recently. In particular, he did a hit and run crash that caused some very, very hard injuries in Dallas, Texas. And he is kind of known as a can't get right, kind of a thug. He actually just got injured recently, and so he's going to miss some action. But that's Rashee Rice, where apparently the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. There is surveillance video, Ring doorbell video of Rashee Rice's mammy caught on video this weekend stealing an Amazon package off of a neighbor's porch. So there's the mammy right there. There's the mammy with the custom-made Rashee Rice jersey. That's his son. That's the mammy of the son. Apparently, she's in tow with somebody, a child. There's a child right there with the Rashee Rice jersey. And there's the mammy with a cup full of scissor kicking a package down the hall. There she is picking up the package outside the purview of the Ring doorbell, stealing the package of the neighbor.
Straight jacket.
Oh my, this is some nigger behavior. I mean, what?
Oh, the humanity.
Look at this. I mean, he don't make that much money in the NFL, but look at this strag.
Straight jacket.
Are you serious? I mean, why are you stealing their package? I mean, what is the look? You got caught on tape. Apparently, the neighbor confronted her and she denied stealing the package. All right, she denied it. Let me see if we have any details on this story here. These straggles are, let's see if, we do have a photo of the woman right here. Caught on tape, Mama Rice custom Rashee Rice jersey. All right, what are we doing here? It says she's accused of stealing a package with Chappelle Roan records off of a neighbor's porch right there. I'm not sure even what that is. She caught red-handed and red eyebrow too. That's definitely her, caught on tape. And there's the package caught right there on tape. All right, that's terrible.
Straight jacket.
Typical Kansas City Chief incident there. You know they out here cheating every day with the referees. They playing 14, 15 on 12 or 11. Yeah, 11. There she is with the caught red-handed and red eyebrow. All right, why? Why? And you're doing this in front of a child, too. Yeah, man. Look, what is going on? You see the package and you see the doorbell. She's identified. Like, are you just that kleptomaniac? Are you just that curious as to what it is? You don't even know what it is. I guess maybe you do know what it is. There she is kicking it down the hallway right there. She's trying to kick it. Being inconspicuous, I'll say. Very inconspicuous right there. All right, you don't look guilty at all. And I guarantee you didn't do nothing to nobody. All right, you're a victim of racism. Poverty led you to steal. All right, poverty, you grew up. Hey, they always say you can take the person out of the country, but can't take the country out of the person. All right, poverty has led you to steal your neighbor's package red-handed on camera, kicking it down the hallway, looking very guilty right there. And boy, is that a big back right there. That's a big back.
Big back, big back, big back, big back.
All right. There she is right there. Then you didn't get it. Ma'am, you still in the view. You still in camera. I can see you. All right, we can see you. We can see you.
Straight jacket.
All right, it's the white man's fault. It doesn't matter, man. And let me go ahead and look up Rashee Rice's contract. He is a rookie or on a rookie contract. All right, how much does he earn? What is his earnings here? That's not her earnings, but he's got a 4-year, $6.4 million contract with the Kansas City Chiefs, including a $1.7 million signing bonus, $3.5 million in guaranteed money, and an average base salary of $1.6 million. All right, there you go right there, just so you can see. We're not watching his pockets, but apparently you can take the person out of the ghetto, but can't take the ghetto out of the person. Anybody that believes poverty leads to crime, you're an idiot. A socialist idiot at that. All right, let's go to the next part right here. Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Are you this down bad, gentlemen? Apparently, this man has allowed his girlfriend to pay $1,000, probably of his money, to have his girlfriend take a picture with Chris Brown. And I know you know these pictures are going viral With many people have said, a lot of these women have been ruining relationships, taking pictures. Now, this is a new one here. We have this ninja in the picture.
Straight jacket.
Well. Well. Yeah, ninja. Hey, man, I'm going to have to do a stream. Men are the new women. That's where we at right now. Men are the new women. It can't be denied. I mean, men are I'm the last of a dying breed. I mean, were you photoshopped in this picture? I don't know if this guy was photoshopped in this picture. All right, but I don't know if this picture's real. I'm looking at the details. That looks real. Well. And she looks like a straggle. My boyfriend is literally on stage is the t-shirt. Oh, man. I mean, it's getting...
Oh, the humanity.
Like, this is terrible, Coach. This is terrible. I mean, goodness gracious. I don't know if men can ever recover. We can't recover from this. I don't know what we can do. I don't know what we can do at this point. He's showing how strong and secure he is in his masculinity, right? Yeah, right. Straggle Sniggle Theater. A woman confronts her boyfriend about a massage charge on his credit card. And let's go ahead and find out what happened here. This woman's right here. She looks upset. She says a massage doesn't cost $250. Let's go ahead and play the video.
Not cost $250.
Yeah. A massage does cost $250. Well, not so much, but we know what happened there. We know exactly what happened there. This massage cost $250. Hell yeah, it did.
What kind of fuck you give me?
And I got rubbing on the hands. I got a manicure and a pedicure. $250 right out the door.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Yes, it did. Hey, man, don't be mad at me, honey.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
That one costs.
I like to get dominated.
All right, so yeah.
Choked, whooped, spanked, told what to do. I need a man to take charge and let me just, be goofy.
Yeah, the massage I got cost $250. It is what it is. Tricking ain't easy around here. Hey, it does. $250. All right, yeah. There it is right here. She upset.
A massage does not cost $250.
Yep. He like, yes, it does. Yes, indeed. A happy one does. A happy one definitely costs $250. All right. My regular massage costs $150 plus tip. It is what it is. That's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
All right, Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We've upset the game ninjas already. They're upset with me. I can't believe these guys bragging about tricking. We're not bragging about it. All right, but we're not bragging about it. All right, who says we were bragging? All right, anyway. What do we got coming up next, man? We got a great show. That's what we got coming up next. We have Crime and Law CGA coming up, man. We should have put that Doug Emhoff story on Crime and Law CGA. Apparently, he pimp hand back slapping bitches. All right, does he put his paws on Kamala Harris? All right, maybe some of you, maybe he putting his paws on Kamala Harris. All right, you pro-blacks need to go save your sister queen out here, your queen. All right, let me see if I can get some brothers up here on the sponsorship tip. We got our brother here. Kev Brown says, in honor of Takeout Thursday, moving forward, could you feature the 5678 from Kill Bill? Somebody will have to share it with me. Can you share it with me on Locals? I'll feature it if it's looking good. Shout out to our brother here. We're going to call you Corey. Hey, Coach, did you post the October password for the money mindset? I haven't, but I will.
I got money.
I will. All right, that's what we need to do. All right, because did it expire over there? I might need to do it now. All right, we can do it live. All right, yes, indeed. We'll do it now. We're going to lock some people out right now. We're going to lock out some people trying to cheat. Because some people be trying to cheat the system. No, sirree. All right. Actually, we won't do it live. All right. We'll mess around and make a mistake. All right. But we'll do it later. That's what we'll do. Better get it in now, man, before the end of the show. All right. What do we got here? Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. All right. What are we doing here? I have to sneeze. Have you ever done that before when you have to sneeze and you say, I have to sneeze, and then you don't have to sneeze no more? How does that work? Crime and Law CGA. Let's do it. Let's get some crime. Is it Crime and Law CGA time? It is Crime and Law CGA time. I thought it was an evil world we live in, but let's do it. Crime and Law CGA. Apparently, we have the mother of the year here. A mother has let a man that she met online take her kids to school. All right, so let's play the video right here. It's a small video, but listen to this.
It make no sense, like, why we doing all this, sir?
Let me see the key fob.
Sir, I'm not even going nowhere. What we doing, sir?
Please start me another unit from Rosebud Middle, please. 159, don't take off.
Oh, no.
Set a maroon Ford Fusion take off on me. Going towards 15th Street, southbound.
The officer then headed to the house of the car's registered owner.
Sir, I don't see his ID nowhere.
All right, this is how this is going to go, all right? You're on a video right now. You're on camera.
Yes, sir.
You said you just met this guy. When did you meet him?
I met him off a tag.
Huh?
I met him off of tag.
When?
Like about a month ago.
All right.
We've been talking on
You don't
and
know
on.
his name?
I don't know his full name. Now that he goes by
Stacy?
RJ. No, he came last night.
Okay. This is going to go from here to DCF because you're letting your children go with somebody that you don't even know, which is not safe at all. You're telling me you don't know him. You're telling me you don't know him. He says his ID is in here. Unless I can get his ID, then you'll be, if I get his ID, you'll be out of it. All right? It's a traffic ticket. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, I see his gray bag, his green bag, but I don't see nothing in it.
I need something with his name.
I don't know.
If you want to be out of this, get me something.
Okay.
What is tagged? I've never heard of that. All right, but apparently there's Pookie. I mean, we do have Pookiephilia in the community. All right, we got a lot of Pookiephilia in the community and a lot of single mothers. Yeah, they do put their kid at risk, and simply because they may use guys as babysitters, so they typically go for guys that have less going on, right? That's going on. So then this guy is like, oh, you ain't got to, I'll let you borrow my car and take my kids to work. Don't even know the man's full name, his full government name. And where's the father of them chocolatey babies? She playing keep away. So I've been saying this a long time. A lot of women play keep away where the father sees less of the kid, still pays child support, but the mother uses a network of people to take care of the kids. Daycare, neighbors, pookies, babysitters, and their mama, and all to keep that child support coming in. All to keep that $300, $500, $700, $1,000 of child support to come in. They'll play keep away. I guarantee you the dad wants to see those kids. But in our world, we still hide behind the deadbeat dad. They ain't got no daddy. The daddy don't want to get involved. But the dad wants custody. But the dad doesn't even know that the kids are being put in these scenarios. The dad has no clue. All right, but she's using a network of babysitters so she can go to work on her odd shift, second shift, third shift, graveyard shift job. This is sickening problem in our country, of course. Simp-ass ninjas are going to protect it. Not all. We don't care about all. We care about the ones that are putting in this situation. And there's a lot of kids being put in this situation. And Pookie out here driving recklessly with kids in the car. All right, this is crazy.
Like, why we doing all this, sir?
Let me see the key fob.
Sir, I'm not even going nowhere. What we doing, sir?
Please start me another unit from Rosebud Middle, please.
159.
And of course, when these guys start putting salami on these kids, then you're going to wonder why, right? You're going to start putting salami on these kids, unfortunately. Men going to start touching up on these kids. They ain't got nothing to lose. By the way, Crime and Law CGA, I want to report. CGA is right once again. What have I told you about condoms? What have I told you about condoms? See, in America, we want to lie to each other. We want to act like we always wear a condom. I hear content creators all the time. I wear a condom every time. I double wrap it. All right. Looking at the STI results lately, looking at the fact that you can live with HIV, people aren't scared of STDs anymore. Now, when we grew up, when we were growing up, STIs were deadly, right? You could catch the heebie-jeebie and you could be seeing the Undertaker in no time flat. All right, so today, all STIs are curable. I mean, most of them are all curable. Antibiotics, you can get PrEP, you can do all kind of things, in which I've been saying, in effect, which means in effect, people don't use condoms that much. I give you details about the condom data. All right, it is not impressive at all. Not only that, and I'm just saying this because I say people lie to themselves. I'm not saying I'm a perfect human being. I'm just saying people need to stop lying about it because it's not happening. All right, it's not happening as much. And that means, in effect, there's people that are going to be put in some sort of danger, or there's too many pregnancies and too many abortions for people to be wearing condoms. And I've been saying this for a long time. Women don't count condom sex as actual sex. They don't count that on their body count. All right, now watch this. CGA was right. So I want you to give me a flower or press 1 to say CGA right once again. According to this data released yesterday, condom use is declining among the younger generation. Here's why it's becoming an afterthought. By the way, go ahead and shout out CGA for being right once a motherfucking again. We got hookup culture, and we just don't have a lot of people. This is still not scary enough. It's not scary enough. There's too many abortions and kids born out of wedlock and too many STIs for us to be believing that everybody's using a condom every time. There it is. There it is. So let's be truthful about it and talk about how we can protect ourselves, right? And you got to make sure you're getting tested. Got to make sure. Once again, people be saying I'm lying, bruh. I don't be lying. All right? I don't be lying. All right? And condoms are relatively easy to get. It says fewer young people are having sex, but the teens and young adults who are sexually active aren't using condoms as regularly, if at all. I've been telling y'all, ninjas. I've been telling y'all. No, coach. Yes. It says, and people 15 to 24 make up half of all new chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis cases. It says right here, the downward turn in condom usage is due to a few things. Number one, as I just said, medical advances like long-term birth control options and drugs that prevent STIs, and a fading fear of contracting HIV. And widely varying degrees of sexual education in high school. So that's exactly what I've been saying for years. I said people are not scared of STIs. Right there. Fading fear of contracting HIV. In fact, you can contract it and live as long as you get the treatment. All right. In 1992, you was dead on arrival. All right. As soon as you got diagnosed. And it says right here, there are drugs that prevent STIs, right? You can go get some antibiotics, clear that shit right up in 4 days. All right, but right there, it says right there, guys, I've been saying this for years. People have been denying this. It is what it is. All right, when people are hooking up, we got hookup culture. We have high STI rates. We got high levels of abortion. Young women are the ones screaming about abortion. Why? Why are they the ones screaming about it? Because they're the ones getting the abortions. Right? Ugly broads, fat broads, they're all the ones getting the abortions. That's why they are saying this, and they're getting them at the age 15 to 24. In fact, I've been showing you that most of the abortion, the average age of a person getting an abortion is 21 to 22. 21 to 22. A lot of people think it's older women, like 28, 29, 34. But the peak abortions are really in that age group, 15 to 24. And y'all call these people children. All right, you guys, these are the children you're talking about. These are children. All right, but again, I'm here to spread information to help you guys decipher what's going on in the world, because actual conventional wisdom is not conventional. It's actually moronic. Let me see here. Let's see if I can pull this up. Mm-hmm. See if I can got it. Pulling it up. See, I wasn't prepared to show this, but yes, the average, I think the most common age or the median age is right around 21. See if I can find it. I don't even know what this is looking at here, but yeah, this is a different chart, but they're even saying even younger. All right. It says abortion ratio by age group of women who obtained a legal abortion. Legal. And look at the numbers right there. They said sub 15, sub age 15. All right. So sub age 15, the average age by age group, sub 15. Jesus. All right. 15 to 19, then 20 to 24. Those are the three highest ages. All right. Just so you guys know, those are the three highest ages of women getting abortions. All right. Sub 15 all the way to 24. So when people look at that number, 15 to 24 having sex, guys, you guys are got your head up your ass. Those are the people having sex and unprotected sex. Those are the people having the majority of the sex, unfortunately. All right. But anyway, 15 to 24. That's why I always tell you, once a woman hits 25, she done had all the fun and all the available partners that she could possibly have in that time. All right, so anyway, let's move on from that. But CGA right once again. All right, so don't be mad at me. Crime and law CGA. Crime and law. All right, what are we doing here? We got the Haktua girl allegedly suing the interviewer of the original video that made her famous. Oh my goodness. Let's play this video here. This is all alleged, by the way. But let's play this video.
So did y'all hear that the Haktua girl, Haley Welch, is trying to sue the interviewer that made her famous? This is absolutely insane, considering her and her bestie's lives are forever changed since they appeared in the now viral clip. Not only does she have a massive social media following now with 2.6 million followers on Instagram alone, but she has made so much money off of club appearances and endorsements. In fact, she was paid $30,000 to appear at this same day club in Hollywood, Florida. Also, her podcast Talk Tua that she hosts with her best friend from the viral video is now the third most popular podcast on Spotify in the US. Haley has gotten so much success, fame, and money from going viral. Meanwhile, you don't hear shit about the dude that actually put her on. In fact, I saw this video where this content creator was talking about how he felt so bad for the interviewer because Haley benefited way more from the street interview than he ever did. In the comment section, this person says, "Hey man, they didn't hit up bro after the interview." And then the interviewer himself, D. Marlo, replies back, "Nah, she actually trying to sue us after her already making $1 million. It looks like she might be trying to sue him for rights to the video, with him saying it's for the video, she's mad greedy. Somebody asked, how can she sue you for a video she decided to be a part of? D. Marlo replies, exactly, she's not a victim, she's a volunteer, we ain't forced that girl to be there. She ran up on us wanting to be on video and told us to post it. This person accused D. Marlo of blocking Haley and all of her friends, to which he replies, bro, that's not how it went. Literally have screenshots of us talking on Instagram DM. I believe D. Marlo is going to be making a video where he talks about the situation more in full, but y'all, if Haley is truly trying to sue this guy, that is absolutely wild. If it wasn't for him, she would still be having to punch in every day, working at that spring factory in Tennessee, and would not be a nationwide sensation. Let me know what y'all think down below.
Bruh, I always tell you, keep your guard up. I always tell you, keep your guard up. Like, man, I'm telling you, man, they will not, bruh. I mean, what do I tell you, bruh? I don't even know what to say about this. You remember, it wasn't her video. It was these guys. There were two guys interviewing, and apparently how the story goes were they had stayed out there all day in Nashville trying to interview people, and they were finally done. They were about to wrap up, and she ran on them and said, hey, I want to do the interview. So it was one of these things that were supposedly, it just happened. It was just natural. All right. So that's the way it went down. Their content did not blow up like hers. She went on to become mega famous, right? In terms of money and deals and all of that. She was able to monetize it. These guys were not able to monetize it. So he's saying apparently she's suing him for the original rights to the video. Wow. Man, that is an interesting turn of events, but should not be a surprise, guys. It should not be a surprise. Okay. Crime and Law CGA. We have a man in D.C. shared by a member of the Coach Gang right here, a video shared by a member of the Coach Gang. A D.C. man charged in, is that Suitland? In a shooting that left one man deleted in Prince George's County, Maryland. There's the guy. I guess that's the suspect or the victim. I can't tell. But we have a death by simp. A D.C. man is facing charges in connection with the shooting in Suitland that left the Maryland man deceased in September, according to the Prince George's County Police. Officers say they responded to a Branch Avenue intersection on September 2nd around 7:40. A reported crash involving a motorcycle. Officers found the man unresponsive near his motorcycle and, while administering aid, saw the man was suffering from a gunshot wound. The man, later identified as 48-year-old Brian Akinfe of Temple Hills, was taken to a hospital where he was deceased of his injury. Apparently, he got shot on his bike. Terrible. Through a preliminary investigation, officers found that the alleged shooter, identified as 46-year-old Christopher Cross of D.C., and the gentleman knew each other and were involved in an ongoing dispute. Charges were filed for second-degree deletion, and he is in custody in D.C., awaiting extradition to Prince George's County. Well, what had happened was the men were in a dispute over a woman, of course. One of them were involved with the baby mama, apparently, and the other guy went full death by simp.
Pop, pop, cut, cut, cut. Skitty, keep, pop, pop.
Yeah.
And a pop, pop, boom.
All right, so that's apparently what it was. I've been to Prince George's County, Maryland. All right, but anyway, that's Crime and Law CGA. Let's get to It's an Evil World We Live In, and then we'll do the main event. It's an evil world we live in. All right, so we got a gentleman here looking like he is the leader of a cult. That's what he looks like, but apparently he's a board-certified, double board-certified psychiatrist. His name is Daniel Amin or Daniel Amin. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. All right. He discusses a study published in 2017, which is the largest functional brain imaging analysis to date. He studies and looks at the gender differences in brain activities. All right. All right. You guys can still see the stream. All right, you can still see the stream. I see something's going on. I don't know why. The study found that women's brains were significantly more active than men across many regions, particularly in the prefrontal cortex. All right. In the prefrontal cortex, associated with focus and impulse control, in limbic areas related to emotions and mood. Now, here's the deal. It says men showed greater activities in visual and coordination centers of the brain, and the study highlights the importance of considering gender when evaluating brain function and health. Brain disorders affect men and women differently. All right, so what he's going to say essentially is, and I love these studies. All right, I love these studies. Here's the studies. These studies ultimately always tell us that women have better brain function, but for some reason they're not leaders, and they're being held down and persecuted for not being a leader. They're always going to tell us that women are better, they're more mature, and so forth and so on. Yet, when it's time to be a victim and they didn't know, they simply are the victims. Like, which one is it going to be? I thought their frontal lobe didn't develop by 25, but now we're going to hear the opposite. We're going to hear some pro-female agenda saying that women's brains are better, they mature faster, but we also have the prefrontal cortex doesn't develop by 25. Let's hear what this guy has to say. And all of this here, and we'll read the comments as to what these people feel about this. But let's hear the video.
Is there general differences between men and women on these tests?
So I published a study on 46,000 scans looking at gender, and we're not the same species. Female brains are wired for leadership. They have much stronger frontal lobe function. And the statistic that goes with this is who goes to jail, right? Whose behavior is so bad they have to put you in a cage? Males. 14 times more than females. But their emotional brain is much busier. And so that explains why they're at a significantly higher risk of depression. Structurally, the limbic system's larger in women because it's partly involved in mood, but also deeply involved in bonding and caretaking. And there's not one society on earth where men are primary caretakers for children. You sort of have to go down to penguins before you get that. Seahorses as well. They carry
not the penguins.
Babies.
Is there general differences between men and women?
Not the penguins. All right, not the penguins. So again, this type of stuff that we see all the time, it's weird because you always see people saying, oh, they're more brilliant, they're more smart, they should lead, Kamala Harris type shit. But then at the other end of the scale, they be the victims all the time. Well, I couldn't say no, I didn't know what to do. And then they start measuring things. They're more nurturing, they're all these things. But of course, people take what they want to hear and run with it. Let me go ahead and play this part again, and then we'll review the comments related to this.
Men on these tests?
So I published a study on 46,000 scans looking at gender, and we're not the same species.
We're not the same species. Okay, so since we're not the same, who's better than the other? Let me guess.
Female brains are wired for leadership.
Oh. Okay. There we go. So, okay, we're not the same, but they're different and better. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's read the comments. So you already know who's going to eat this up. You're going to eat this up. All right. Oh, they also use data related to men being in jail and in prison. So basically you're saying these men's lack of brain development or leadership gets them locked up more. All right. They're so bad. They're 14 more times to be locked up in a cage, which we already know. I don't even know how you make this comparison. Men are more likely to be locked up, but they're more likely to be prosecuted and serve longer sentences for crimes that women commit similarly. This is a lot of cherry picking here, but let's go ahead and see the comments here. They're going to eat this up like a goddamn cake. Then why men are the leaders of the world? Imagine the world run by us, no wars. I mean, again, when you hit normies with this is what's going to happen. All right. Now, all of a sudden, if women ran it, there will be no wars. We know this is a cotton picking lie. Kamala Harris is a warmonger. What is it? Nancy Pelosi is a warmonger. She's a war profiteer. Well, that's why I'm getting squashed by YouTube. I don't understand why I'm getting squashed like this. I have everything lined up. My streams are good. I don't know why my streams are constantly interrupted like this. I don't get it. Everything's lined up. I have the best internet, the best security. I have everything locked down, and every stream bullshit. All right, I don't get it. All right, so anyway, let's go in here. I see right here. Let me see if we right here. Where can we listen to the whole podcast? Here we go. Reason number, large number, why patriarchy doesn't work and the world is messed up. See this? You see what's happening here? You get one 30-second snippet of a study, and guess what? Matriarchy. And I'm intelligent enough to know Kamala is not the woman. Okay, we got that. Men have used force to stay in power instead of using it to protect women. Women have used their brains to adapt and still thrive in a patriarchal society. Force in history has been prevalent. Empathy and caretaking leadership is the future. Unbelievable. Right here. This is what's happening. They're like, men have used force in order to stay in power. No, men have used force to protect other people from taking our power. I mean, what the hell? Right? You guys realize that all of society has had men in leadership, and much of the force has been used, yes, to take power away. But that's because other people were looking to take the power away. All right, go ahead. Empathy and what? Caretaking leadership is the future. Okay. I want to see this empathy. Let's run some empathy back right now.
I can see the look in your eye like, oh my God.
We're going to have a conversation about that after the show here. But I heard you guys have some really cool giveaways.
It would be this one, I think, is one of my favorites. It's really old.
Not this guy right here. Oh no! Oh my gosh. That's okay. Don't panic, everybody.
Is that the empathy she talking about? Right there, huh? Okay. Bring back the matriarchy. Okay. Bring it back. Okay, when was it here? I want to know. When was it here? What matriarchy are you talking about? I mean, my problem is, if there's a matriarchy, why doesn't it still exist? If it was so good. Oh, because the men are forceful. All right, I get it. All right, let me see if I can find another comment. Right here. Ha, ha, ha. 14 times more males in prison. Am I the only one who realizes that simply because we don't get caught as often? There you go. And you don't get punished for crimes as much as men. They get softer sentences. It's not that hard to figure out. All right, so to take that piece of data and say men brains work a certain way, that's why they get locked up, is not actually accurate. All right, but of course. So this person says, so men being the primary leaders is a joke. I bet that if women were not treated as maids and personal assistants, there would be much less depression in the world. I mean, they really reaching. Women would be able to instead direct all of that emotion into what they were created for, being caring, creative creators and leaders. However, the mind, it says the mind. I think she meant, however, the mind's more prone to being control hungry and violent, and was at some point able to overrule the matriarchal system. And here we are in a mess of the patriarchal world. It will fall. Men are not made to be in power. Men are made to be supportive force behind a woman. It will all correct itself in time, and religion will fall with it. Wow. You see where we're going? It's an evil world we live in, guys. Hey, I've been saying this for a long time.
It's an evil world we live in.
What our problem is not really patriarchy. It is not really masculinity. What our problem is misandry. We have out and out open misandry in our world. Related to, and listen, the world is not perfect. There's definitely been men that have done some very, very despicable things, but only because they were able to. In a world where who's going to build all the ships? Male slaves? I mean, in a world of barbarism, or barbarianism, we now live in a world that for the first time, women can actually be out here supporting themselves without the need for a man. But that's after what, 8,000 years? 8,000 years. We were really barbarians for a long time. We continue to be barbaric to each other, but in the recent history, we have been less than barbaric. But there was a need for barbarianism because people were always trying to steal and take from. This idea of a utopia is what screws minds up. There's no utopia. In their world, women take control, utopia. And I say opposite. You take control, you get taken control of. All right, so as soon as you set up your little matriarchy, somebody going to kick in the door. All right, so somebody's going to kick in the door. Soon as you set up your matriarchy, and I'm just saying this to protect yourself, soon as you set up your flower garden, soon as you set up whatever world you live in where there's violins and harps and shit like that, soon as you set it up, they're going to let you set it up nice and good, and here comes somebody at the door. Now, I can't protect you at that point. You're going to need some barbaric men to protect you from somebody kicking in that door because it's going to get kicked in. All right, power's going to assert itself as a necessity. You're going to need to hire people that have guns. You're going to have to hire thugs and foot soldiers real fast. You're going to realize power, yeah, okay, the brain and all of this shit that you want, harmony and peace is a good idea. But soon as you set up your utopia, the thugs are coming in quick. And it ain't just male thugs. It'll be female thugs. Then you're going to want power. All right, so power is always going to be one of these things that you're not going to eliminate. And there's not going to be wars. This is going to be peace. Stop, man. This is insane. But of course, this is all related to envious and penis envy. My question is, if you want to set up an example, utopian, matriarchal, peaceful life, set one up, please. Please set one up. I love to see one. And I want you to set one up where everybody else will look at it and go, you know what? We should mimic that. We should emulate that. We should copy that right now. Set it up. Right? And see how long that shit lasts. All right? It's going to last. And don't have no gold. Don't have no access to resources. Don't have no, and don't set up no nuclear bombs for yourself. Don't protect yourself at all, as a matter of fact. Leave your borders wide open. And I'm going to tell you right now, that shit will get eaten up and gobbled up like Pac-Man in no time flat. No time flat. So you're going to find out power is a necessity. All right. Power is not to be looked at as a detriment. Oh, if it wasn't for power. Okay. All right. You can't just eliminate that aspect of it and just think there's a utopia. Somebody going to hit the gate. And then what? You're going to have hugs. Can I have a hug? All right. Women have been spoils of war since forever. What's going to happen if you just set up your matriarchal society with all these tippy-toed ninjas standing around? All right. As with their sociology degree and their psychology degree, and the barbarian kicks in the door. What happens then? All right, it's going to be a wrap. So never just look at power as a masculine thing and something that has been abused. This certainly has, but it also has protected many a people. Just absolutely crazy, man. Why did they just take one thing? Well, since we don't have it, since we don't have power, then we're going to make it evil. The reason why you can walk outside today is power. The reason why you can go to the store by yourself and come back home in one piece and not be ripped to shreds is because of power. And may I remind you, try that in India. Ladies, I want you American women to go out there with your matriarchy bullshit and walk around India like you walk around here in America and think you're going to come home in one piece. All right, they will rip your clothes to shred. You will be surrounded by Indian men holding a dick out, crowded around you. You ever see pictures of this? A woman goes to India and ninjas is just crowding around her like motherfucking scavengers, like vultures. They just standing there holding their dicks. All right, 100%. All right, so go over there with that and see what happens real quick. You're going to want a man to peel that other man right off your skin real quick. All right, what happened? All right, he not going for this peace kumbaya shit. All right, is there another man that can help? Because you ain't going to help him out. All right, so anyway. All right, I play videos of American women. Look at all these ninjas just pre in them. And they just standing around, don't give a fuck. Let me find a video of a woman at the beach. And they love white women. White women, go over there. White woman at the beach in India. All right, them ninjas didn't give a rat's ass. Oh, yep, I found a video. Let me see here. Let's see.
I'm at the beach. I want to show you guys the beautiful view.
Look at this ninja. She laid up at the beach in India. Look at these ninjas. They don't give a fuck.
I'm at the beach. I want to show you guys the beautiful view.
Look.
Goddamn. I can't even see.
Yeah, what happened then? All right, what you gonna do now, Miss Peace and Hakuna Matata? What you gonna do now? You better hope somebody come in power and protect your ass. Because your ass is going to get ripped in the shred. Even the 11-year-olds looking at them ice cream cookies. All right. Them ninjas is like, what? All right, we going in for that, Punani. Hey, and if they started going in there running their dick out, nobody would stop her. All right, it'll be a train. The only thing holding them back is hoping that they don't get caught on video. Real quick. Them ninjas is...
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Let me see your matriarchy work now. Let's see what that leadership brain can do. Let's see what that nurturing shit about to happen. Let's see it. It's about to be a whole train going on in a minute. Popping off. All right, real quick. All right, and it will get ugly fast, bruh. All right, that nurturing brain ain't gonna work, man.
I want to show you guys the beautiful view.
These ninjas.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Starving. They can smell it on their fingers right now. All right, they just licking their chops. I don't know, bruh. Did she get out alive? Did she make it out alive? All right, anyway. All right, bruh. Talking about some power ain't no. Okay. All right, we got, it's the evil world we live in. Of course, you guys, here's one of the issues you're dealing with. You want to have a family, right? You want to have babies. But apparently we have 2 OBGYNs that are saying why it's probably healthier for women to have babies after the age of 35. All right, so let me see if I can get this right. Okay, all right. Oh, my.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, so this is an old OBGYN. It's a gynecologist. Her name is Dr. Sterling.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
All right, Dr. Sterling has this to say. Responding to a question, I'm almost 35 and I have 3 kids and want one more. The amount of people who tell me I'm too old to have another baby is ridiculous. Remember, she's 35 years old. When I was 26, I was too old to have babies. Do what's best for you. Let's see what Dr. Sterling has to say about this.
35 is nowhere near too old to have babies. The vast majority of people who get pregnant at 35, even people who get pregnant at 40 and up, have healthy pregnancies. And there are things that we can do to reduce the risk, to mitigate the risk. Also, there are benefits to having older parents. Yes, there are research-backed benefits to having older parents. So everyone can just shut the 35 is nowhere near too old to have babies.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, so look, guys, the reason why I'm showing this, I'm not trying to dispute what she's saying. I'm trying to get your mindset on where women are getting their information, right? And so then does that line up where what men's timeline is? You want a girlfriend, you want a wife, you want to settle down, you want to have a kid, you want to have 8 kids, right? You want to have a big family. And women are now oriented to do this later because they are listening to this. And might I add, there are plenty of women that have kids in their 30s and 40s. Most of the time, these aren't the first kids. All right, these are the second, third, fourth, fifth kid. All right, so the body's already prepared for this. Unfortunately, the people who start late at kid number 1, many times these are high-risk pregnancies. This is considered a high-risk pregnancy age group. All right, although they want to change it because based on feelings, right? They don't have any data. By the way, the data she used was none. All right, she used no data. She quoted data, but she didn't use none. I just want to point that out. But these are considered still high-risk pregnancies, and people are finding out the hard way. They have to go to surrogacy. They have to go to IVF, which is highly expensive. So you will hear women say, not me. All right, anecdotal evidence. Not me, but the anecdotal evidence doesn't dispute the real evidence. Now, I do have a question for the woman. She says, there are lots of benefits of being older parents. What? That was your opportunity to say it. Bitch, your video was 15 seconds long. On Instagram, you got a full 90 seconds. You could have went off. All right? But you didn't, Dr. Sterling. You stopped giving data and facts and just went and said, hey, all right, it's a wonderful time. It's nowhere near old enough to have a baby. Okay, but what if I want 5 babies? I can afford 5 kids. You're only going to give me 1 or 2. All right, let's continue. All right, so we can't start having a family. We can start to have 1 baby and maybe an autistic child. All right, but can we have 3, 4 kids? Are we going to be able? I can afford it. Let's take that off the table. I can afford it. I want 5 kids. Can we do it starting at 35? The answer is no. The The answer is no. So that's what we're talking about. Don't talk about the people that have one kid, maybe two. Let's talk about building a family. Men want to build families. Women want to build families. Can we build a family starting at 35? No. We can have one kid and a divorce.
It's the vast majority of people who get pregnant at 35, even people who get pregnant at 40 and up, have healthy pregnancies.
All right, so the vast majority have healthy pregnancies. Does that mean it's still not considered high risk? It's still considered high risk. And some people do have healthy pregnancies. I'm not disputing that. Are those people on the first child or on child number 4? See, there's a lot of things that these people, I don't miss a beat on this stuff. The people that are having these late pregnancies that are healthy, more than likely started having babies before that. I'm sure of this. I've done a lot of shows related to this. I'm sure of this. Is this the first child? Well, data probably will tell you if this is child number 1 at 35 and 40, it's probably going to be a lot more difficult statistically. All right. And then you're going to be dealing with IVF more than likely. She didn't mention that. Did you mention that, ma'am? You didn't mention that it's likely an IVF. You didn't mention that, did you? All right. Depending on your race. You didn't mention that part. You just moved past over the $90,000 that we're going to pay for frozen eggs. Where the data tells us many people, especially whites and Asians, their eggs are almost all gone by 32 and 35. All right, so there's a lot of stuff that they're telling you to make you feel good, and then the women in the comment section back it up. I had a healthy baby at 42. Okay, but what is the rest of the story? What is the rest of the story? Don't just tell me this. Tell us the rest of the story.
And there are things that we can do to reduce the risk.
There you go, right there. There's things that we can do to reduce the risk. Like what? Like what? You could have went off right there. There's things that we could do to mitigate the risk. Okay, I'm listening. I'm all ears. So you said there's no risk. There's healthy pregnancy. Now you're mitigating risk. What are we going to do? How much is it going to cost? They're not telling you that. I'm trying to fill in the blank. Somebody said, Therese says, just had our third healthy boy at 43. But that's the third child, right? So shout out to Therese. This is normally if a woman's body's already prone to pregnancy, it's probably going to be no problem. It's when you start with baby number 1. All right. So, hey, you're 40, I'm 40. Let's start having babies. Even that one pseudo psychologist, remember that black lady that was talking to Cam Newton? She was talking about starting a family. She way in her mid 40s. Okay. Probably hasn't had kids at all. Dude, her body probably is going to be difficult. I mean, just letting you know. So what are the things you can do to mitigate the risk, and how much is it going to cost, Doc? All right. What else did she say?
Mitigate the risk. Also, there are benefits to having older parents.
What? There's benefits to having older parents. Okay, what are they? She had time to riff, but watch this. She doesn't.
Yes, there are research-backed benefits to having older parents.
Okay, what are they? Right? See, I'm not for the bullshit. Do not play with me. Because if I'm debating these people, what are they? Roll them out. Let me hear them. So that men can hear what these benefits are, and they can say, well, that's not a benefit to me. That's a benefit to the woman. That's a benefit maybe to the kid, maybe to the kid. What are they? She didn't say nothing. There's a lot of benefits. Research back. Okay, what are they? And I ain't going to look it up for you. All right, tell us what they are. You could have riffed off, but you didn't. You cut the video right there.
So everyone can just shut the
Oh, we can shut up. Okay. All right. All right, you guys, man. So my question is it better for women to wait at 35 or have babies in their peak fertility? That's the question. Are you saying it's better for women to wait until 35? Are you suggesting that women should wait till 35 and get their career started and then come off their career, have babies? How many? 1, 2, 3, 50, 11 babies. and then keep it pushing? How much IVF would I have to put forth if I started having babies with a woman at 35 and she wants 5 kids? That's going to be $500,000 in IVF and surrogacy. All right. So anyway, let's go to the next one. We have a sister OBGYN, and she's going to say similar. Here she is right here. More propaganda coming your way.
Having a baby over age 35 comes with well-known risks, but did you know there are also some incredible benefits? Here are 4 benefits that are often overlooked. Number 1, better mental health. Older moms often report feeling happier and more resilient. A study from Australia found that women who have their first child later in life experience lower levels of depression and anxiety. This means they might be better prepared for the emotional roller coaster of pregnancy and parenting. Number 2, financial stability. Many older mothers have established careers and solid financial foundations. Their parenting experience tends to be enhanced by their increased resources and more flexible schedules. Number 3, smarter kids. Kids born to older moms tend to do better in school and have fewer behavioral issues. Older mothers usually have more life experience and education, providing a richer environment that supports child development. Number 4, longevity. Moms who give birth after 35 may actually live longer. Studies show a link between later childbirth and increased longevity, with one finding these women often have longer telomeres, or markers of cellular health and aging. So while there are risks to consider, let's celebrate the unique benefits that come with waiting to start a family.
Oh my gosh. My goodness. I mean, somebody just said this. What about the dad? Anybody considering the father in this at all? No. Nothing. Just her and the baby. Dad ain't nowhere in the picture. Right? Now, she at least gave some benefits. But, however, I will have to say, and I would be remiss if I don't say this, she is admitting that there's high risk. All right. So she says, yeah, there's high risk, but these are the benefits. So I will give her a shout out. She does list the benefits. All right. And the benefits, do they outweigh the risk? That is the question. I don't think she addressed that. But here's the problem we're having. This is the whole timeline being pushed all the way down the line. As soon as you say there's a possibility, the woman calls that the norm. There's a possibility. Okay, so that's what's going to happen for me. They don't hear, oh, okay, well, maybe I should look at the risks. Then what happens is women will say, I can wait until I'm 35. I can wait till I'm 40. And then Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Chocolate Sister start saying, well, you know, I said may, I didn't say will. So let's look at this IVF. Let's look at surrogacy. Look at Sierra. Look at Ashanti as a celebrity example. Look at Janet Jackson. All of these women, be it black women, all had surrogacy or IVF. All right. Sierra had a surrogate, if I'm not mistaken. She had a surrogate, if I'm not mistaken. So these are not the norm. She's just listing what could happen. Let's go back and review it just so you can say, this is why I call this evil. Okay.
Having a baby over age 35 comes with well-known risks.
All right, let's start right there. That's obvious. Then she's going to say, but give us 4 reasons why it could not be as risky.
But did you know there are also some incredible benefits?
Oh, it's not. There's benefits. Are these benefits outweigh the risk? That's the question. Not what. There's a benefit to everything. There's a benefit to everything. But do they outweigh the risk? That's the question. Let's continue.
Here are 4 benefits that are often overlooked. Number 1,
better mental health. All right. So let's continue there. Who's going to have better mental health? Yeah, I agree with this. These are good risks, by the way.
Better mental health.
Good benefits.
Older moms often report feeling happier and more resilient. A study from Australia found that women who have their first child later in life experience lower levels of depression and anxiety.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
This means they might be better prepared for the emotional roller coaster of pregnancy and parenting.
Okay. So this doesn't even take away the risk. You still have IVF and a surrogate parent, but she has better mental health. Okay, let's continue. Where's it at? Here we go.
Number 2, financial stability.
All right, so this is one often used. Hey, I'm in a better financial shape. As a young parent, you're going to struggle, and that does induce a lot more depression and food insecurity. So I will see this as a benefit. This is certainly a benefit. Are they more financially secure, though? Are they more financially stable? That's the question. You're saying they are, but are they? Let's continue.
Many older mothers have established careers and solid financial foundations.
However, they got to leave these careers. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? They got to leave these. This is one of the complaints about. These are one of the complaints about the gender pay gap, the so-called gender pay gap, is that these women have worked their careers and somehow they got to leave the career and take a back step. They're complaining about that. And now they're encouraging you to do it, or they're going to encourage you to put that kid after 6 weeks in daycare. Is that a benefit? Are these real benefits? All right, I'm just arguing here. I'm not saying what she's saying is false, but let's keep it moving here. She's got more.
Their parenting experience tends to be enhanced by their increased resources and more flexible schedules.
I mean, you cannot guarantee that. Flexible schedules? Okay, let's continue. That's a misnomer. Let's continue.
Number 3, smarter kids.
Smarter kids. Okay, this is going to be related to the fact that how? I mean, maybe that the young parent, the young mom is dumb. She can't educate the child. I don't know if you can ensure this, by the way. I don't know where the data is on this one, but I'll take her word for it.
Kids born to older moms tend to do better in school and have fewer behaviors.
You see, she's using tend to do better, may do better. Is this a certainty? This is not a certainty. They tend to do better. They might do better. They may do better. These are all not certainty. So then when it doesn't work, or it's a 50-50. Well, I didn't tell you the data. It's 50-50, 51-49. Who's teaching the kid when the mother's at work? All right, let's continue. All right, I see a lot of these kids are going to be autistic, more than likely. Let's continue.
Behavioral issues. Older mothers usually have more life experience.
Usually. Usually. You see what's going on here? They're playing with people's minds. Tend to, might, usually, could. All right, let's continue here. No data, by the way. There's no data, but hey, listen, I get it. I'm a social media person. I don't have time to pull data out on my shorts either. But let's continue. Older mothers usually have a lot more life experience and education. Let's continue.
Education, providing a richer environment that supports child development. Number 4, longevity.
Longevity.
Moms who give birth after 35 may actually live long.
Moms over 35 may actually live longer. Ninja, ring the bell. What? The beautiful comment at the top. Sadly, this comes with a price for my child. My sister was born when my mother was 22. I was born when my mom was 42. My sister lost her mom at 34. I lost my mom at 14.
Oh, the humanity.
Exactly. There goes the may live longer. And there's an anecdotal piece of evidence. So, yeah, I say that as well. I'm like, shit. I mean, people don't be expected to live past 70. So now longevity, you might live longer. What if you don't? There it is right there. Now your mama's dead and you're 14. Okay. Man, I'm just saying, man, like this feminist propaganda that gets people eating this up. There's a lot of maybe, might, coulda, shoulda, woulda. And then unfortunately, the way the woman's brain works is, hey, as long as this doctor said so, I'm going to just go for it. Now, fortunately, there's going to be a lot of tears cried in the bucket. Motherfuck it. All right, when they got to go to surrogacy, when they got to go to IVF, when they got to figure out how to balance their career and being an old-ass mama. Who going to play catch with the kid? Nope, not you. You're 35. And when you're 25, you can get out there with the hula hoop and jump rope. You ain't going to do that with your kid. Your kid going to be sitting up in the bedroom looking like this. All right, where is it? Right there. This is what your kid going to be doing when you get home from work. Hi, Sally. How was your day? Did you go to your tutor? Right? Did you do your exercise? This is going to be your kid when your kid come home as an old-ass parent. When you got to come home and try to get your kid picked up early from a sick day. All right, you got to go back to work. This is crazy. How was your day? Oh, it was fine, Mom. Give me some more snacks. That may happen to you. All right, that may happen to you.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right, what are we doing here? Okay, we got this one, more feminist propaganda here. Here we go. Even a woman calls this out. Listen to this one.
Facts are that women who do not have children and are not married live longer than women who are married with children. They earn more money. They are healthier. They are less likely to die of suicide, less likely to report themselves depressed and anxious, and more sexually satisfied than women who are married with children. So the opposite is true of men, that married men do not outperform single men. And the reason for that is that women pour their lives into their partners. And so they literally exchange literal years of their life by pouring into their partner, uplifting their partner, who will then thrive and succeed and prosper, and the woman will wilt in the giving, which is what we are taught. The actual facts.
Boy, they really don't like men, do they? They don't like men. All right, they don't like men. All right, it's clearly clear. Look at these women out here. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Okay, what study is this? Exactly. I never seen that data supported in anything. Of course. The actual fact is this is BS. Look, nobody falling for this shit. All right, look, dude, there's another comment in here. This woman, I beg your pardon, evidence shows quite opposite. Women with children live longer. Married couples are happier, blah, blah, blah. He says, I mean, what a feminist lie. Stop it finally. All right, people are seeing through this feminist. I want to find this comment because I want to put it up without saying this is another woman. I highly disagree. All right, so here we go right here. That's a lot of yapping. I want to find this comment because I don't want to say it on the air, but I want the comment to speak for itself. Unfortunately, I may not be able to find it. We have another woman. This is false. It's hard being a mother, but it's simply amazing. Most amazing thing on earth. Where is this? This man right here got the cats. Where is this? Here we go right here. Oh. Well, the comment, I'm going to have to say the comment since I can't find it. But the comment simply said lesbian propaganda. All right. And it was by a woman. Just so you guys know. I wanted the comment to speak for itself, but unfortunately I can't find it. My screen has been refreshed several times. But that's what they said, and this is quite obvious. All right. That's what it is. And feminism doesn't realize, or women don't realize that feminism is highly from that side of the aisle. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from, unfortunately, Lily Liquor propaganda. And that has been vetted out several times as the origin of the earliest feminists. All right. That's what it was. And a lot of them had forced into marriage, forced into have kids, and they were not happy. All right. Because the culture didn't allow them to live their best lives. It didn't allow them to be single. Look at some of the women's basketball coaches. A lot of them, even though that they were Lily Lickers, they had to marry, especially if they were in the South. They had to marry and have kids in order to keep up the idea that they were not a Lily Licker and they were going to be persecuted. So those women were unhappy. Those women didn't want to have kids until 35. But those women were depressed. All right. Those women were because they couldn't live who they really were. And then now they're out here trying to convince the single women, the heterosexual single population of women, to do the same. All right. And this is evident, by the way, completely evident. There's no denying this. And you could tell what's going on in her head. You could tell what's going on in her head to be out here spewing this. All right. Even this person says for a woman, this clip is a far, far stretch. Everybody knows this. Really, unfortunately. And I got to say this. The society is centered around men and women producing children at the right time under the right circumstances. Without the interference of the outside world, you create your own world. And by virtue of that, you create a community around you of like-minded people to protect each other without hating each other. Men hating women, women hating men. Of course, there's going to be strife and conflict because we're not really compatible, but you're hoping for this. I think by far, the feminists have done the worst part of the psychological damage in relationship to relationships. They've done it. Now, we have now responded in saying we need to protect ourselves from what this creation is. And unfortunately, we're getting the blame. But yet these people are allowed to go on here uncensored, unbothered, to continue to spew absolute filth and nonsense. And then we get the blame for it. All of these three. Absolute nonsense that even women are going, nah, that's crazy. All right, this is nuts. And by the way, they didn't back up none of their science, none of their junk science. None of them had charts, moon stars, quasars, nothing, zero, no evidence at all. I sit up here and provide evidence after evidence after evidence on a daily basis, and look how I'm treated. And they get to go out there and say that shit with pianos and harps behind it to sound like they're sympathetic and empathetic to the plight when at the end of the day, they hate men. They're misandrists. That's what they do.
Facts are that women who do not have children and are not married live longer than women who are married with children.
I mean, complete filth. I mean, but look, I ain't the one to do something. I'm just the one speaking out against it. Let me get to this. Let me get to these super chats. We're going to have the main event coming up here. I can only do my best. And then blame us the entire damn time. And not one of them women said, what about the men? Not one. Nobody considered the father. Nobody considered the husband. Not a one. It's all about them. Me. I. And then they need help when the barbarian kicks in the door. They need help to pay rent. They need help when they need to retire. They're going to need the help. They need help when they need to vote in Kamala Harris and her alleged abusive husband backhands pimp slapping a woman in a 360 circle. It's crazy. Shout out to our brother Kevin Sullivan says tuition for the Yob Mob. Everybody get to work. Yob Mob in the building. Matthew S says once smashed the girl off tagged. She later lied and tried to pin a pregnancy on me. It's the ghetto of dating apps. He says, I'm glad I graduated from that part of my life. I've never even heard of tagged. All right, so thank you for sharing that with me. You done almost knocked up Hit Roski, a girl over there. All right, shout out to you. All right, shout out to the coach, Free Agent Lifestyle for Life from my brother here, Jake Jones. That's what we're going to call you, Free Agent Lifestyle for Life. For life. All right, shout out to our brother Joshua Moon says, I tend to bang fat chicks and I usually smoke green. Give me the buzzer. All right, you got a fat girl fetish. It's just a fetish. There's nothing wrong with fat women banging them. I wouldn't make a steady appetite. I would actually try to bang some healthy women. But at this point, they're few and far between. I mean, most of us are severely unhealthy and we have diabetes. So at most point, you're going to be left with overweight women. That's it. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just the problem is it lowers your self-esteem, right? It can be quite thrilling, though. It's a thrilling thing to see all of them, all of them stomachs all folded up when you scrunch them up and try to fold them up and their titties be around her neck. It's quite thrilling to see, ain't nothing wrong with it. However, this fetish will lead you to bang bigger and bigger women. They didn't get bigger and bigger over the years. First, you start off with a chubby girl. Then you start off with a slightly curvy girl. Then you start off with a severely overweight woman. Now you banging supersized BBWs. It just don't stop. Right? But ain't nothing wrong with it per se. They still a woman. Still a woman. So, but it does lower your self-esteem. It makes you believe that you do not deserve a woman that is taking care of herself in a certain way. I mean, because to get that big that takes a lot of work. Like I always tell people, to get an F in class, you got to work to get an F. It's not like you just don't have to do no work to get an F. You got to work to get an F. Like you got to wake up on a daily basis, constantly trying to fail. And I look the same as being out of shape and overweight. You got to work for that. That's something you got to work for every day. You wake up, I'm going to work on being completely diabesity. Right? You got to work on that shit. So is they actually working on it? And to be stretched out to 350 pounds and be walking around here 26 years old, you work for that. So as a result, you know. Like, you know where you go have to, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of work to be that completely bent out of shape. You know what I mean? It's just, you got to be on top of it. You got to just be putting all kind of Takis and hot Cheetos to your mouth, drinking grape soda every day, drinking alcohol and smoking weed. Like, you got to be living life up on the corner, slinging rocks and smoking weed. Yeah. So, you know, they making an effort to do that, a conscious effort to wake up every day and just be slothy and gluttonous and eating all kind of greasy food and fried food and shit like that. Like, it's a lot of work to not go take care of yourself. So as a result, like I'm telling you, these people are making an effort. However, if you continue a steady diet of that does lower your self-esteem. It does. I mean, it is proven. I have the charts. I have the charts to show you that it lowers your self-esteem as a male. This is nothing to be prideful about. However, every now and then, you got to get you one, you know. Every now and then, you like, all right, let me kill this drought real quick. All right, let me knock one off. You can be like, well, you know, her titties are pretty big. I would like to see them. You know, just don't make a steady diet of it because it ruins your self-esteem. Just like pornography, it ruins your self-esteem. All right, it does. You're seeing people do things you'll never do, and you got to pleasure yourself to that. That's ridiculous. All right, it's okay, you know. All right, but anyway, just, you know, get to the point where you think you deserve better. No, you got to go to someone and be like, she's actually skinny. Like, what would that be like? You might like it. You just don't have access to one. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help the guys out. Ladies, I know you're offended. I'm just trying to help the men out. Shout out to our brother Julius Taylor. Says, hit the damn like button. Hit the damn like button. You got to hit the like button, y'all. Yes, y'all. But, you know, if you got to knock one off real quick, might as well just knock one off. Let me, come here. Get her in the bed. You like crawl in the bed really slowly. All right, she get on your mattress. She got to paw all the way through so she don't collapse your bed. Lay down slowly. All right, let me get this real quick. All right, anyway, don't make a noise. All right, shout out to the ladies out here. You guys are lovely people, man. I support all of the ladies here watching the day show. We're helping you guys out too. We want you to be in good. By the way, I'm speaking as a professional. This is not any type of shaming or hate speech. I am a professional in strength and conditioning. So just so you guys know, when I talk about this, I'm speaking professionally. All right, I'm not speaking to degrade you. I'm just describing you. All right, people are like, why are you degrading me? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just describing you. I'm not degrading you. I'm just giving a general description of what I'm looking at. I mean, just, it's okay. Shout out to our brother JC. Says, I can't lie, coach. He says, I would love to be dominated by a legion of mastodons. I surrender. All right, shout out to you. You guys are nasty boys. All right, let's see here. We got a couple brothers in here. JC says, Imhoff is out here cutting bitches' heads. Yes, he is.
Now I got to cut you.
All right, 100%. He cutting their heads. All right, let's see here. He out here backhand pimp slapping them. TB says, Coach, early termination of pregnancy was a big thing in the Bible that God hated. Back then, it was known as causing your children to pass through the fire or sacrificing them to Molech. Is it Molech? Molech? He says, no matter what excuse modern day women give, the spiritual implications behind early termination of pregnancy are still the same. Free agent lifestyle for life. We're going to talk about witchcraft in a minute. For life. All right. I think it does have some sacrificial properties, sacrificing. And by the way, there's proof that women are doing this to sacrifice their kids. It is a form of child sacrifice, in my opinion. NG, and I remember when I was in the military, I heard guys say that they don't believe in STDs, and women say they let guys just fill them up raw. He says this is why I've never slept with any woman in or who was in the military. CGA warns you. Hey, when you're in the moment of nastiness, you say a lot of things and you do a lot of things that your conventional brain won't do. Right? Yeah, Dr. Beto says, I'm glad you're evolving CGA. Since I think hardline RP, aka the red pill rage, is dead, most men are going to get into relationships and get married. So I appreciate you helping us with RP concepts, but also helping us with our relationships. I had to evolve, right? Because it's kind of weird to just keep saying, don't get married, right? I know there's married people that watch me. I know there's people that are going to get married that watch me. So I got to help everybody. Abel says, hey, coach, wonderful, happy, wonderful monk mode. Wonderful, happy monk mode here. He says, would you please ever consider doing a segment on stupid men in their 40s and 50s who get divorced and immediately get another woman pregnant? I see it so much amongst my people that I know, and it's infuriating. He says, men are their own worst enemy. These are facts. One of the things I tell men is when you get divorced, do not get into a relationship for another 5 years. No normal women. Go see you a woman of the night. Go get you a cuddle buddy, a pillow pet. Go get something. All right, go mess around. Go to the rub and tug. Go do something. Go overseas. Don't get married again and don't have no more goofy-ass children. Go settle down for a minute. Two in the pink, one in the sink. Watched last night's stream this morning, and it was great. You got a clip, that broad telling the cop, I'll do anything you want. Shout out to the tampons in the boys' bathrooms at schools in Minnesota. I'll do anything you want. Dr. Beto, coach, I was reading the book on slavery, and it said that civilization cannot exist without slavery. Food for thought. Haven't I been telling you that? I've been telling you that. I've been telling you that. We cannot exist without slavery. All right, so we are in slavery now. It's just that you're not the enslaved person, so you don't see it, or you look the other way. But we have virtuously, we need slavery. Like the prison industrial complex is a form of slavery. It was used to take people that were in bondage and put them back in bondage. And in fact, if you look at the amount of men that are in this bondage, they're into some sort of enforced type of slavery, meaning that the crimes they commit are probably not worth the time that they're serving. So they're getting slave work out of them for at least a period of time. So anyway, so I said that. Yep, slavery and low wage is necessary for a company or a country to thrive. You need low wage people. You need to underpay people. You need to severely underpay people. You need to avoid tax. Like, you need it. Yep, debt slavery. You need debt slaves. Like people that cannot determine their own path in life because of debt. So we have, instead of chattel slavery, we have debt slavery. We have the prison industrial complex. We have mental slavery. We have all forms of slavery. We have sex slavery. Look at Diddy. All right, we have sex slavery going on and trafficking of young people. We have people that aren't given. You need this. You need this. Now, I'm not a person that says we need to enslave a certain type of person. I'm not going to say that. But you need it in order to create something profitable. And not only that, you need women are kind of the new slaves, right? They're locked down in the system through maybe school debt or this idea that they need to become employed and support themselves on low wages. They're supposedly underpaid. I mean, come on, bruh. Come on. You got to see it, man. It's happening real time, bro. It's happening in real time. And thus, in my opinion, no country is going to thrive by paying their citizens a livable wage. So as a result, you got to pick your battles. You got to pick, are you going to be a part of the people that are going to be a part of the people that are underpaid, or are you going to try to fight your way out of it? All right. But yeah, that's why I'm the great Coach Alini. I know how to run a country. I know how to run a company. underpay your employees. You guys hate me, but you hate me, but I'm right. All right, shout out to Jay. He says, by the way, look, to defend myself, if you went to everybody in your company and you told them, this is how you get out of your need to work a 9-to-5 job. Like, you're running a company. I'm running a company. I have 50 employees, and I walked in there every day. Look at you, cotton-picking slave workers. All right, I'm going to slave drive you. Or I walked in there and said, hey, you want a Lamborghini? This is how you get it. You become an entrepreneur. Don't I shoot myself in the foot if I teach everybody in my company to be wealthy? Don't I shoot myself in the foot? Oh, I would never work a 9-to-5. All right, I'm an entrepreneur. Save your money and build your own business. I literally shoot myself in the foot because those 50 employees are going to they're going to go. They're going to dip. They're going to put themselves in a better position, and then I can't use them. Right? So just think about that. Now, only a few of them are going to become independently wealthy. I know, and I know the women at that job, they're going to be there for 10 years. They're going to be there for 10 years. Look, I know, listen, I know some people might disagree with this, but let me give you an example. I want you to go, press 1. We're going to do this show. This is part of the show. Press 1 in the chat if you're at a corporate job right now. All right, press 1 in the chat. Ladies, you too. You too. Press 1 in the chat if you are at a corporate 9-to-5 now. And I'm not putting you down. Just press 1 in the chat. I want you to, I'm going to show you something, and you're going to see it. You're going to see my example. You're going to see my example right now. And you may be one of the people that I just use as an example. You're at your corporate job right now, listening to me on headphones, sniggling. I want you to look around right now at your job. I want you to find the ladies that work on your floor, your department. Right now, look at the women in your department. I want you to pull out 5 women. And then I want you to look at those women and just think, if you've worked at that company for many of years, or you know how long these women have worked there, I want you to look at them and see how long they've been at that job. How long have those women been at that job? Now, it is very relatively known that women will stay at one job for way longer, making way less wages, and that's their own fault. They negotiated that shit. They be hunkered down, plopped down, sitting there getting fat at that chair. They done moved this woman around from team to team, and she been there 5, 10, 15, 20 motherfucking years. And she did nothing but gain 78 to 100 pounds. Right? She ain't moved an inch or a muscle. She just sitting there collecting a check. And still broke. Took 3 buses to get there. Took 3 buses. She didn't put kids through school. She got kids that was born when she was at that job, and they sophomores in high school right now. Right? Sandbagging. That's an example of what I'm talking about. Now, what do you call that? Now, I'm pretty sure their CEO would have liked to help her become independently wealthy, but he didn't. So she just sitting there playing secretary. All right, I don't care what her title is today. She just sitting there firing off emails and returning phone calls and scheduling shit on Google Calendar and clearing out the meeting room from the donuts. I'm pretty sure somebody told her to become wealthy, but she ain't do it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Who would help her become wealthy? Not me. She gonna sit there and ride, making $50,000 a year for 25 years. Ride that shit out. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Why would I teach her game on how to help herself financially? Nah, I'm gonna make her work there. I know I'm gonna get 10 years out of her. I'm gonna get 10 years and 45 pounds out of her. I'm gonna get a whole lot of work, but I'm gonna get a whole lot of yak. All right, her dreams are crushed. Why would I help her become wealthy? I'm not going to help her do nothing but sit there at that desk. All right? Now, I wanted y'all to realize that why would I help her put her on game, become an entrepreneur, and buy a house? All right, when I could get the best out of her, just slave driving her. She gonna be there forever, bruh. Loyal like a motherfucker. Right? Hey, it is what it is. Hey, man, listen. You can't be mad. I have a mindset. I ain't gonna come in here and put her on game. She gonna be there. She gonna be there. She gonna be my loyal customer. All right, here, Suzette, come on up. You see Suzette right here? She's been here 25 years, punching that clock, burning in midnight oil, working overtime to get her kids some football pads for football. All right, shout out to you. Here's a watch. All right. He said, like a hound dog. I ain't gonna put her through some shit. I might tell her, I'll pay off your degree. You can go back to school. We'll give you degree credits and shit like that. She gonna go to the University of Phoenix, drop out. I know the life of employee. Why would I put her up on game or anybody like that? I got a lifer employee that I'm gonna underpay severely for decades. And she gonna be happy to be there. She gonna come up all rotund. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're welcome. God bless you. Go back to your cubicle. I know you disagree with me, but that example you cannot get out of your head. Why put her up on game? Why tell her how to be an entrepreneur? She ain't gonna do it. All right, so anyway. She wearing the company t-shirt. She set up the picnic. She set up all the shit. She keep the damn softball stats, all of that. Her kid's going to be working for me in the summer as an intern, unpaid. All right. Oh, Demetrius finally graduated from college. He can work for me as an intern, another slave. All right, come on, bruh. Bruh, that's how you do it. Why put Dimitri up on game? You know, you can work for the company one day, but work for me all summer as an intern. And if you don't find a job, you can work as a assistant. All right, we'll pay you $15,000. I know you live with your mother. You don't need a full paycheck. Just slave driving them. Psh, ha! The mother gonna die at her desk. And nobody gonna know because she coming in on the weekend to work. All right, and then we gonna come in after the weekend holiday. She gonna be dead at her desk. All right, swoop her ass off of here, all right? Remember that woman just died at her desk in Phoenix? She was in her 50s, died at her desk from diabetes, all right? They didn't find her for 72 hours. They walked in like, smells like bacon in here, all right? They walked in the office and it was bacon. She was in her 60s. Prime example, no, putting her up on game ain't gonna help her. She was in her 60s, just standing there, cooked at her desk. All right, sweep her ass off the desk. All right, damn, we lost a good one, but put up a job on monster.com, see if we can get her replaced. All right, hey Hector, come clean up Suzette. All right, she died at her desk. All right, Hector, how's your life doing? Oh, you're living in the barrio still. Sucks to be you. One day you'll have a Lamborghini if you become an entrepreneur. But you won't. Clean her up. All right, anyway. Hey, bruh. It now does it make sense? It makes sense. Why would I put them up on game? I need them to do their job. Do your job so I can underpay you severely so I can keep using you. Just over broke. Come back to work, Hector. Right. All right, shout out to you, Hector. All right, bruh. Let me get back to this part of the show. I got to do the main event here, and then I'll do the super chats at the end of the show. Main event. I know I'm an evil-minded person. I know you think, but by the way, I say the quiet part out loud, just so you guys know. I'm saying what everybody thinks and does. Don't hold me accountable for it. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Don't be mad at me though. All right. Are you dating a witch? The witchcraft out here. It is Halloween, so we got to get into our witchcraft. This is my yearly witchcraft stream, and I'm going to play this clip by someone that says, it's a woman. She says, you might be dating a witch. All right, so we're going to break down what that is, and we had probably 70% of people say that they would be concerned if they, they had a girlfriend or a date, somebody that they were with, if you discovered that they were, in fact, a witch. All right, this is from a content creator named Words by Ezekiel, and I am Dee Dee. I think Dee Dee is the woman. Ezekiel is the male. Let's go ahead and play the video.
I have advice for these men. Stop hurting these women because you don't know who you're dealing with. Are there secret witches out there? Like a man could be dating this woman or dealing with a woman, and it's possible that he may not know that she practices. Did any of the guys that you knew that you practiced witchcraft?
No. And that's the thing. It is so easy to date a witch, especially with online dating. And a lot of people be doing, meeting up. That person, it probably have a whole altar, which I had. Going out on dates. Don't know really what this person's really about. Especially when especially rings and crystals. That's already a first symbol of any kind of witch. Certain crystals that you'll wear. It's always protection, always open up your third eye with that person so you can see what you're about to encounter, what type of energy you're about to go into.
Word of advice for these men. Stop hurting these women because you don't know.
All right. So, again, this is coming from a position of people that would probably find witchcraft to be something that they wouldn't agree with. Like, for instance, that would be pagan. A lot of people are somewhat Christians or lukewarm Christians or have a belief in a soul God, a one God, like that. So a lot of people are more oriented to that, to which they would find someone that is practicing witchcraft to be pagan or, in fact, maybe evil. And so that if you are in a relationship with someone and you found out that they had an altar or they were practicing black magic or they had crystals or they were putting piss in a bottle, all right, you might find that to be off-putting because they didn't introduce that to you, right? So I believe if a person is a witch or practicing warlock or mystery or magic, they should probably reveal that up front because you're getting into deep spiritual connections with them and they may be using that against you or they may be using that for themselves, right? Where they're breaking off frog legs and they got a little pot, they dress in their Halloween. You might be considering having kids and marrying them, and then, wow, you might find out I didn't realize this about you. So this would be something that you would tell somebody up front. This woman is saying, yeah, there's people doing this and you don't know it. You're in a dating app with them and you don't know it. Now, they're talking about love spells and stuff like that and voodoo dolls and these things that might even go further into some mysterious nature that you don't know that you're getting into. All right, so let's talk about this first. Let's talk about our culture. Let's dive into this real quick. Our culture has been somewhat obsessed with witches for a long time. If you look at the history of the earliest Puritans and colonials that came over related to the Salem witch trials, that started off the hysteria related to witches. In fact, they had burned up at least 25 people or hung or killed, mostly women, related to witchcraft, which one of the women were from the Caribbean. One of the women she was kind of a slave or a servant. She was originated from the Caribbean, and she was the first person they implicated in this witchcraft hysteria. All right, but our country has always been probably being obsessed with witches. In fact, many of our most popular TV shows and movies have centered around this. Bewitched in the 60s. You have Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the 90s. Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the 90s. Charmed in the 90s. And then you can go to almost any wrestling event, and they have, Papa Shango or any of these type of wrestlers related to that. Magic is also kind of tilted towards that. And any of these other films, even including Disney, has got into some witchcraft with movies like Oh gosh, I can't remember the Mexican movie that they had out. Several of the Mexican movies that they put out, Disney, have centered around a bruja, a Mexican abuela that practices witchcraft. And the Dia de los Muertos is something like, might be considered witchcraft as well. And the movie Princess and the Frog had a person as well. So, I mean, there's witchcraft all along our lexicon, where people have been somewhat obsessed or interested in it. And unintentionally, by the way, a lot of young women get involved in it early on, and they may not know it. I think that woman was insinuated. Encanto, Coco. There was another one, Encanto or Enchanto. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Anyway, let's get going in here. This could be quite interesting. 9 countries where witchcraft is still practiced. Some of these countries are places where they tell you to go with your passport. All right. South Africa might be steeped in some mythical figures related to witch doctors. Okay. Chile is said to have a practice called Kalku, if an evil sorceress. Oh, by the way, He-Man and shit like that had a lot of witchcraft. They had Orko, they had the sorceress, they had a lot of wizards and shit like that. The Smurfs, all right, had Gargamel was practicing witchcraft, and there was also a witch in the Smurfs. We've always been obsessed with magic and powers and witchcraft and sorcery in our country. The Philippines, shout out to the Philippines, made the list. A lot of people might not be understanding that the Philippines do practice portions of witchcraft, especially in the areas that are not highly populated. All right, so some people might not be aware of that, and you might walk into something that you might not understand. They're saying the UK. Also, Haiti. This is an obvious one. The Caribbean, Haiti, has practices that have stemmed from the slave trade in West Africa. Mexico, not a surprise here. Mexico makes the list. All right, Mexico makes the list. They definitely, we just talked about that. They're talking about Romania. And then they said Saudi Arabia, but I think they're fighting witchcraft-related crimes over there. So these are places where they're fighting it. Even Central African Republic have been listed there. So pay attention to that, related to that. If you are somewhat of a religious-based person, or if you have a religious base, you can be definitely caught off guard related to this. This one says, Cosmo Magazine, published in October of 2019, how to date a witch and not be garbage human being while doing it. Oh, my. How to accept a woman that practices witchcraft. So a lot of people who practice witchcraft, you will probably find them in the comment section saying there's nothing bad about witchcraft. Nothing bad about it, right? They'll say there's nothing bad about it, which that's their prerogative. But it says right here, the Kabbalah, crystals, spices to boost magical vibes. Talking about high school. She was an outsider at a prep school. She was part of the misfits, the esoteric and occult was starting to be practiced. They had a band of sisters who forged together and created their own little coven. Instead of jogging in Central Park during classes, they would talk about tarot cards. So these are all considered part of the occult, if you will, or what they would call a part of the pagan lifestyle religions. You got tarot cards, Ouija boards, crystals, spices, gems, whatever it is. All right. You got these things that are definitely not part of Islam, Christianity, and, well,
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
By the way, I think they even have a video of a woman saying, sprinkle, sprinkle, lady is a witch. All right. And they actually had a video I showed before. The sprinkle, sprinkle lady has been saying things that are enchanting, and sprinkle, sprinkle is actually a chant. All right. It's actually possibly a spell. All right, that she might be casting. They even accused Kevin Samuels of some little witchcraft with that little thing that used to spin on his desk. All right, so they're saying that thing is designed to attract your attention. I heard somebody breaking that down. I think it was a content. I won't say his name because I I don't want to bring up any feelings about people, but they were even suggesting that was being used as a way to keep people's attention. Okay, so moving forward, we have this particular issue where this guy, there's several TikToks talking about this. Signs you are dating a witch, all right, or a warlock. So there's several videos. Look at all these videos on TikTok related to this issue. Having a witchy girlfriend be like. All right, so as you can see, this is something that I'm not pulling out. You can pull this up. Lots of videos. Signs somebody put witchcraft on you. 3 signs. Yeah, man, there's a lot of videos. So let me pull up a couple here. Where's the I can't hear it. All right. Where is it? Nobody can hear it. I can't hear it.
Let's say Most High, God, or Christ.
Here we go.
We gonna say, just like, I'm gonna make this video, signs that you're dating a witch. If she says universe instead of saying Most High, God, or Christ, or she's saying like she's heavily into zodiac signs, take spiritual baths with flowers and candles and frequency sounds, right? Oh, let's not forget, they love red candles. The white ones too. And the yellow.
All right. Enough.
They stay with a crystal on.
All right. Enough about that guy. Let's see if the other one right here.
Now here's 7 signs you're having an encounter with a witch. Not only a witch concerning your own life, your own destiny, your own finances, your own career and abundance and breakthrough and prosperity.
All right. Get to
but a witch that has been terrorizing your family and those that you are connected to.
All right, this is a long ass video. It's 6 minutes. All right, so let me see if I can get a woman here related to this. The witch, that's not a woman. A dream will tell you. Here we go.
Here's just a few ways that you can tell that someone around you is actually evil. The first way is how they come to you in your dreams. Depending on the contents of the dream, if this person is constantly coming to you in your dreams, giving you items in your dreams, giving you things to eat in your dreams, that is a sign that this person is evil. Now, this depends on the...
All right, let me go down. As you can see, this is quite the subject matter. 6 signs you're dealing with the spiritual spouse.
These are 6 signs that you may be dealing with a spiritual spouse. Before I get into the list, what is a spiritual spouse? This is a demon that comes in through either occult practices. It can come in generationally on the bloodline. It can also come in through sexual sin. And
all right, there you go right there. So you can see how people are really talking about this, and you can see much of it is definitely from, I would say, the Christian's perspective. All right, we got signs you're dating a warlock.
Here's some signs that you're dating a warlock. When he says that you'll never find anyone better than him, that is a form of witchcraft. He's setting an evil intention on how your life should turn out if you are not going to stay. He will then set evil intentions, the game, to go ahead and sculpt out who you really are. Once he senses what type of woman you are, he will play the game accordingly. When you become intimate and he asks you, whose is it? And you simply reply his name, you then sign a soul contract. Or if he goes deeper than the inches that God has given him, he is trying to get you hooked.
Oh my goodness. If he goes deeper than the inches that he's given you. Okay, man, I tell you, man. And like, by the way, these are people that you're meeting on dating apps, for sure. And people might even call some of these alternative lifestyles that people are practicing a part of the occult or witchcraft or whatever you would call it. Let me see here. We got a dating a witch. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, dating a witch. Let's see what she got. She knows how to protect your skin. All right. She's going to bring extra friends into the house. All right. She may slip rose quartz into your car. All right. There you go right there. All right. Yeah. Bewitched. Let me see one more. Having a witchy girlfriend be like. All right. She talks about crystals. All right. We got that. All right. She's always going on about astrology. She performing rituals. All right. So as you can see here, this is quite prominent in our culture. All right. So let me go to this here, and I always play this video just to show you and remind you that, yes, there are women that know this, and here it is right here. This is a video, your boy CGA, when I lived in California, talking about the occult. And this is always a great video. So this is a 22-year-old woman. I think she was 21 or 22. She called in to the call-in show, and she talked about the prevalence or what to look out for in witchcraft. All right, this is always a great video to review every year. Let's play this video. Code 571, you're on live.
Hi, Coach.
What's going on?
I was just calling in to talk about the Lilith in the mirror and her smartphone video.
Yes.
You were actually talking about something. You didn't say the word. I don't think you know the actual term for it, but it's called scrying. And it's S and crying as one word. Okay. It's also called seeing or peeping. And scrying is the art of gazing into a dark mirror, water, or a crystal in an effort to go beyond the physical eyes and letting the inner psychic eye open to receive visions and information. So with the dark mirror, it would usually be a black mirror, and this is something that is called the ancient art of second sight. This is thousands of years old. It's one of like the oldest practices. But they use the dark mirror or the black mirror, water or crystal. Now with technology, your phone is a black mirror when it's off.
Wow.
Because you can look at yourself and light reflects on it. And then when you turn your phone on, the light comes through. The pixels on your phone that create the image that you're looking at right now on your screen, it's actually made of liquid crystals, which will be the water and the crystal of the scrying. So your phone, your computer screen, your iPad, your radio in your car is actually a scrying trilogy. It's the crystal, the dark, the black mirror, and it's the water. And all together, you're constantly having the daily ritual of practicing scrying, or scrying. It's scrying. I know we don't have a lot of time.
By the way, she cast a spell on me twice. All right. She cast a spell on me twice. Did you guys catch her cast a spell on me? All right. So this woman is knowing. She said she was 21 or 22 out there in Washington. She probably watches me as well. She cast a spell on me twice. She spelled scrying twice to me. All right. And so she said scrying. And she spelled it out for me. So twice she cast a spell on me. And I think my nuts started, at that point, my nuts started tingling when she cast that spell on me. But that's an example of her, yeah. So let's continue here.
I'm gonna send you a PDF of this information because there's not really access to it online. But it all goes actually back to, I believe the S in scrying actually is the serpent crying. It's an initial. Serpent crying like Lilith, like the snake, and that's how they seduce the women. That would be Eve. So most women would be representatives of Eve, and they send the influencers, which would be the scryers or Lilith, to possess the helpmates because they need a master. Ooh. And that's why
see, my nuts started tingling right there.
I know. I was the one who said that I wrote the essay for you. So there's something called onirology. That is the study of dreams. And if a serpent is crying in one of your dreams, it is a reference, meaning that you're in need of organization or order, or you need acceptance in your daily life. And that is scrying, which would be, like I said, the scrying trilogy, the crystal, the water, which would be in your phone, the liquid crystals, and the black mirror, which would be the daily practice of women looking for acceptance in their phone, which is why it possesses them so easily. And scrying goes straight to your inner psychic eye. Like you said in the Lilith video, Lilith's daughter would look in the mirror and possess the woman on the other side of the mirror in the normal world and bring her to the inner underworld. The part about the inner eye is why the women don't know. So you can't tell women this. So I'm 20. I don't have social media.
20.
And that's why I can see this. So
she's 20 years old. I mean, this tells you a lot of them are going to some inner searching and thought related to this issue here. She's 20, and I bet you her punani is good. I'ma tell you, man, she sound like Thupunani is good as hell. All right. And she sound like I want to say this right here.
Did you eat that cat?
Yep, I would eat that cat.
Did you eat that cat?
I definitely would eat it. All right, because she's casting a spell on me.
Did you eat that cat?
I would. I got you. All right. She sound like she got red cat too.
Did you eat that cat?
All right. I would. All right. And I got God. Just so you guys know, she sent me the PDF and it was over.
I like to get dominated.
She liked to get dominated. All right. She sent me the PDF and the peace leave. All right. So, all right. It was on fire. And that's how I was looking after I was done eating that cat.
Did you eat that cat?
Yep. That's how I was looking after I went down there. It was over for me. All right. She cast that spell on me and I was gone. That's how I was looking afterwards after that post-nut clarity hit.
So easily because every woman around me has social media and they can't understand. So when I ask women, I'm sorry for going on so long, but when I ask women, hey, why do you have social media? They'll be like, I don't really know. It's just something. You know, I just like it. They don't know because their inner psychic eye has been possessed.
Well,
and that's pretty much a summary of what I want to go over. I do have more. I'm going to send you everything.
Yeah.
It's going to.
She going to send me everything.
Did you eat that cat?
She sent me everything. All right. She definitely sent me everything. All right. It was crazy. All right. And look at her. That's how I was looking.
My pussy does not ever stink.
Oh, my goodness. That's what happened there. I mean, I don't even know why they're talking like that.
CF and
send it to my
thank
email.
You so much.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing your knowledge, sister.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. Yeah. Listen. I had to go on that one. All right. But anyway, she did send me some feed pictures too. And they was nice. And it didn't end up working out for me. As you can see, I'm still here, but I'm a different version of myself. All right, but can you be my question is for the ladies. Are the ladies here? Do you practice anything that would be considered witchcraft? What do you consider witchcraft? Do you consider horoscope or astrology the practice of witchcraft? Do you think people that are doing gem incense, candles, and crystals, do you consider that witchcraft? Or is that just normal stuff? Anybody that is relation to pagan or secular, anything secular, music, Ouija boards, are these all witchcraft or are they nothing to worry about? All right, anyway, I already got. Let me get these super chats here. She already got me. Shout out to our brother Jay. Terrible says she dropped it on purpose, coach. He says, look how she put her arms on her hips after and looked at him like you ain't gonna do nothing. You think she dropped it on purpose? All right. She possibly could have dropped it on purpose there. Yep. And she probably broke it because she's like, you geek, you nerd. And she, look at her. She kicking it and everything. She don't care. And she doing, yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing. What you gonna do? All right. You can't put hands on the hips. You a geek. Some women do challenge men. All right, let me see. Yeah, she looked like she dropping it up. I don't know if she dropped it on purpose. Shout out to her brother John Doe says Dr. Sterling said that 35 is not too old to have a baby. Then she basically said there's ways to mitigate the risks. He says, how can both things be true? She basically told on herself, I swear women will sacrifice each other just to keep the propaganda alive. I caught that too. She says there's no risk. We'll mitigate risk, though. H Everyday says, interesting, me as a man having traded years of my life for a child and the mother until I woke up, a.k.a. last child support payment. And I sometimes wonder if we're living in the best times in history, but women hate men and men are afraid to engage with women for fear of losing everything. Sadly enough, I think you're onto something. We're living in the best time we ever could imagine living in my opinion. We're living the best times. Like, we literally have the best technology. We have the best means to survive. We have access to the best foods. We have travel. We can travel as far as the eye can see. We are living in our best times, yet we are steeped in depression. A lot of people are unhappy. We cannot stay together as a man and a woman. I think the technology has driven us apart. All right. The technology has driven us apart, meaning that I believe it has given women the idea that they have more options in life, which is somewhat true. They do have more options. However, with that, they are still finding the need to partner or pair bond. And this need is coming later in life, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And they're not being satisfied by what's available to them. So now they're being discouraged, right? We do have some more show. I can go on a little bit more related to this issue. So we are living in the best times. We're living in times that people would wish they would have lived for. And today, we take it for granted. We take it for granted. And it has dumbed us down. It's made us dumber. It has actually ruined everything that actually made us who we were. Relationships and marriage and producing children. It has made people worse off. Unfortunately, yeah. Somebody says how they outnumber us. How what? They outnumber us. They do outnumber us for a reason, because we're not supposed to be monogamous. I mean, that's another story for another day. I could go off on that for hours. But monogamy, unless you're a Christian, monogamy is not the true intent of nature and society. And anybody that disagrees with that, just describe to me what a baby mama is. Baby mamas basically practice a form of polyandry right in your face. I showed you a woman practicing it. And you guys will still be trying to tell me monogamy. What's that woman's name? Lauren Sanchez. Lauren Sanchez had 3 men of high status. And you guys are still trying to convince me that monogamy exists. We don't practice monogamy. We practice monogamy on paper. And we probably try to put some religion behind it. I know people that's claimed they're monogamous and they got children by other women. And they got a whole nother woman and producing more children. Like what? What type of monogamy is that? Where is that in the Bible? All right, jeez. What type of monogamy is that? You're fooling yourselves. But I believe that the reason why there's more women than men is because there's more men that need to impregnate the available women to keep this shit going. All right, but overpopulation. All right, overpopulation. But you guys look at your whole communities right now, and you can't see any monogamy in there. There ain't one person in there that you know that is monogamous in the true definition of monogamy. We're not talking about sexual exclusivity and serial monogamy. We're talking about they got lifelong partners. Show me. You guys got baby mamas running around here, divorcees, male and female. You got men that hop from woman to woman and woman and have babies. You got men that divorce their wife, remarry, and produce children. This is not fucking monogamy. You can fool yourself all you want. All right, but it ain't. All right, but I can go off on that for hours. All right, that is the need, because there's more women than there are men for a variety of reasons that I won't discuss now. I've discussed it before. But that man needs to be able to procreate with as many women as he possibly can to ensure the spread of his seed. The reason why is because women have a long pregnancy cycle. Men have a short one, like a day. I knock you up today, I can knock a woman up tomorrow. Women have to be knocked up for what, 10 months? By the time you have the pregnancy and the recovery, we're talking about damn near a year. As a result, if you want to produce more children, you have to have somebody, meaning the male, where there's an overabundance of women that have the potential to be knocked up, and one male that can knock up more than women. But once you knock a woman up, she on the sideline for a year. You knock her up 3 times, she's on the sideline for 5 years. So that's why there's more women than there is men, because we're not a monogamous world, nature-wise. Nature-wise. All right. What do you call it? Morality-wise, we are. And sexual health-wise, we are. Shout out to our brother Matthew says, already got you. Schwab Genius says, Dr. Mitch says women's brains are built for leadership, but completely leaves out the fact that their anatomy is clearly built for submission. God damn. Shout out to you. 100%. All right, 100%. All right, so they're built for leadership, but the body ain't. So how do we navigate that? How do we help ourselves? How do we help ourselves navigate that? Well, the male's body is built for brutality and shit like that. So yeah, man, that's actually a great point. Called him Dr. Mitch. We got let's see here. Let's see here. Sorry. Oh, we got a lot of brothers here. Oh my goodness. Give me a second here. H Everyday says, I was blown away when I was younger at a woman who was in her 20s and weighed the same amount as Ronnie Coleman as Mr. Olympia. Since then, I've been doing jumping jacks and squats every day instead of doing nothing. Like, you got to imagine, like, I weigh almost 200 pounds, all right? And it's all muscle. That brother. All right. I'm overweight. All right. I'm overweight for my size. Like, for the body mass index, I'm obese. All right. But I ain't nowhere near obese, brother. All right. But with that being said, do you know that if I walked outside, I could find, and I found it, if I walked outside, cover my eyes and turned in a circle, I will find 8 out of 10 women are heavier than me and larger. Heavier and larger, and not even close. 8 out of 10, and that's in Vegas. That's in Vegas. I can walk outside. There's not many women that are under 190 pounds. 190. Most women are 210, 210, 250, 300. Easy. Easy business. And larger. Like, I'm in decent shape. Like, I'm in good shape. Like, I walk out there, them women that weigh my weight is bent out of shape. Severely. And they walking around like normal, just sloughing around, eating that motherfucking Red Robin. Just filling their mouth up. And it's insane. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, them people, these women are huge, humongous. That's why I be out here with them flatbacks and them little girls. I need you to be under 5'2". 5'2", so I can insure. I need you to be small, motherfucker. Like, god damn. They just be out here big as a house. Like, man, just be walking around 215 like it's nothing. I actually showed you a video where I was at a scale. You know, that famous scale, that outside scale where people walk on. That's out here in Las Vegas. That's in downtown Vegas. I showed you a woman. She cut me in line to get on the scale, and that bitch was 215. I was like, what? Just 215. Easy. Just regular degular, average, everyday looking woman. 215. I'm like, bruh, this is insanity. All right, this is overweight. Everybody way overweight, bruh. And that was a regular woman. That wasn't even a big woman that got on the scale. All right, so diabetes. Jay Cruz says, Coach, everything that woman said about having kids 35 plus can be mitigated by the age gap marriages. If the man is financially established and has a JUCO wife, it takes care of the financial stress of the family so she can focus on her kids and can facilitate those benefits that she said. That's a fact. But of course, men are talked about. They're talked out of younger women. And younger women are talked out of that stability. So now we're stuck with 35-year-old men and 35-year-old women. H Everyday talking about slavery. All women working in upper middle class women are debt slaves. He says women buy boats. I think you said, are you saying, oh, you said, no, these are white men. All working women and upper middle class white men are debt slaves. He says they buy boats, RVs, log cabins, 69 Camaros, and marry a woman who is sizing you up for divorce. And he says you goofy. Yep. Yeah, that's true. They got to work. All All right, shout out to RMS Coach, the woman I work with since 2020. They all work from home, but they still complain. And guess what? They complain. Do they leave the job? Nope. They don't leave the job. They still be at the job. G says it's effed up, but crazy how those employees' jobs are essential as F. He says, let trash men, truck drivers stop doing ish for real. And then we got a problem. Dr. Beto says, remember, money is a great slave, but a terrible slave master. All right, watch out for that. And somebody said most entrepreneurs are broke. That's true. Most entrepreneurs go broke. But what you're forgetting is they get some freedom, bruh. They get to go outside during the day. All right, you can't take away the fact that entrepreneur is learning on the job, and eventually he might go broke, but he might be up faster than people who refuse to become entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs do be broke. They do play the game of taxation and whatever it is. And some of them go dead broke, flat broke. Okay, but they learned in the process and they were able to go outside during the daylight. Right? They had freedom at one point in their lives in their 20s and 30s. They weren't chained to a desk. Like most of y'all during daylight savings time won't see the light of day until April. Okay? You won't see the light of day. Like, you will go to work and school and you will come out that motherfucker and it will be dark. When you go to work and school, it will be dark. When you leave work, it will be dark. Most of y'all won't see a window at your call center. I want you to think about that. Now think about that. You wake up to get ready for work, it will be stone dark outside. You will drive halfway to work, it will be dark outside. By the time you get in there, you will be barely light. It will be dusk. It will be dawn. Ninja, you will be dawn. Soon as you get out that motherfucker, you will have 5 minutes of light into the dusk. Soon as you get home, it's going to be pitch black outside. Tell me I ain't lying. All right, so go ahead, sir. All right, anyway, and that's going to be until April. All right, until they move the clocks back. All right, but anyway. All right, yo, shout out to Dennis. Says a few coworkers at my job found that I am an entrepreneur outside of my corporate job. A lot of them look at me and treat me funny now. They do. Because they don't get it. They don't get it at all. H every day out here just making it rain. Let me see. Delta Fox says, love the witchcraft stream. He says there's a curse book called The Lesser Key of Solomon. And it has instructions on how to summon and control demons for multiple purpose. It says, I know more than 3 women who use the book in their witchcraft practice. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Oh, my. All right, so Delta Fox knows women that are using the curse book. Jaden Hooper, during the medieval times, they used to throw the witches in the river. And if she rose to the top, she was confirmed as a witch and would be burned at the stake. If she sunk to the bottom, she was with the Lord now. Oh, no, wait a minute. You can't win. Wait.
You can't win.
Okay, wait a minute. So they throw me in the river, probably tie my hands behind my back and my feet together, throw me in, and if I rise to the top, I'm a witch. If I don't rise to the top, I see the Undertaker. Sounds about right to me. G says, hit the like button, Ninjas. Coach, this is a family show. I know, I gotta chill sometime.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
All right, Tranisha says men are visual and women are auditory. He says, I believe PUA mouthpiece ninjas use verbal witchcraft to hijack the woman's emotions. Women are hypersensitive to neuro-linguistic programming and can be manipulated in the talking stage. Pimps, politicians, and pastors are like witches to me, maybe warlocks. But I agree. I actually saw a dating coach. I can't remember his name, but I think he's been out here for a while. And I saw it way long time ago. And he was a dating coach, but he was talking about how he uses, the speech to control the person, right? And so what he would do is when he would be talking to a woman, he would hit something to reset them, right? So he would bang on a window, he would slam his hand on a desk. And so as he's talking to them, he would reset them by hitting something. He would make a loud noise. And I believe that guy ended up being a dating coach. I might be wrong. I might be mixing two people together. But this is when dating coaches in the 2015 and 2014 would go out in the field and they would do their fake field work. But that was an example of what Tranisha's talking about, the wordplay, the verbal wordplay. I'm going to put something in her ear. And most of the time I think it's coercion, right? So they double talk, they word salad. They don't let you get a word in edgewise. A pimp will never let you get a word in. All right, as soon as you start talking, bitch, I already know what you're going to say, baby. Listen, I'm already steeped in the game. Let me tell you something. Let me sit down and put something in your ear. That would be more like a warlock thing there. So I'm going to hit something. All right, I'm going to boom. And then you'll get startled, and then I will be able to control the conversation again. But these are all tactics that people use. And so when you say, hey, this is how you overcome objections, you are aware of the objection, you overcome it, and then you can beat them to the punch. These are tactics. All right, these are tactics that people use. Politicians use it, double talk, double speak. Yep, I agree. I don't disagree with that. H Everyday says, yes, KS used the metronome to grab your attention. He also explained it in one of his episodes. His clothing and background layout was all designed to invite you in. He says, but did you get the message and did you change your life or are you still goofy? He says, all that ish costs money too. Even the suit was used to draw people in and to let down their guard because no matter what, we tend to trust men in suits. All right. And so he made his best effort to present himself as best as possible to be able to lower your guard. He's wearing a suit. He obviously knows what he's talking about. Yeah. Yeah, the hypnotism thing. Yes. H Everyday says, makes you think, why would you give a janitor stock options at Google or a startup company if they know nothing about it? He says, just faith about it. I'm not sure what that part means. 100%. Did you hear there was a guy that sold some of his stock early on in Apple, like right away, and he got $800 for it? He would have been a billionaire. Yeah. Yeah, gray hair is another one. Wisdom. A lot of people get locked into these things. Oh, he has gray hair. Obviously, he must have wisdom, or he looks like he's a wisdom. All right, he has a bald head and gray beard. That might possess people a little bit. These are all things that tie people in. If I was here and I had the fucking Tay Diggs chin strap and I was in great shape, you know what I mean? 6-pack abs. I got 4-pack though. But if I was all in the best shape of my life and I was sitting here with muscles on top of muscles and I was sitting here trying to be all GQ and cute, I'm going to tell you, it wouldn't be a good sell. Not for what I'm telling you. It wouldn't be a good sell. And I know a guy like this, he does have a good audience. He hasn't reached a peak audience. He's like that. And I think that works against him. I think it works against him because he's too polished. He's too clean. I'm a little bit rough and gruff. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yes, it is what it is. He said he has stress. A little stress too. H Everyday says, by the way, he says black women doing witchcraft is hilarious. A weak person will always put up a barrier to seem able to defend themselves. How come men never become a witch doctor? He says, when oral and written history proves that kings and queens seek the help of a witch doctor male. Shout out to you there. All right, I think I didn't get everybody. Jab Man says, you're right, coach. Men still want to get married and women still want to have kids in their 30s, despite the cons. He says, I'm just keeping it fair. Nothing attached. That's the problem with where we're at. Most men want to have kids now. All right, Justin O says, FEMA used our money due to, I'm not sure what that says. Used our money. I'm not sure what that says. Due to funding the immigrants, thanks Biden. There's some mistakes on that one. I'll try to read it, but yeah, I think sometimes when you look too polished, you look untrustworthy. It's an interesting complex there. Let me see here. Shout out to Alonzo, said, yo, coach, once you know the game, there's no unseeing it. This dude at my job divorced from his baby mom. Now he's flying in a long-distance single mammy to his home. Wowzer, ring the Undertaker on that ass, bruh. I don't know what dudes are doing out here. Two in the Pink says, if I fly from Texas to Nevada to fold up a pro at the brothel, it's not sex trafficking. But if I fly the same pro from Nevada to Texas, it's sex trafficking. Give the law the buzzer, ass ninja. It is. This is true. All right. That's why Hugh Hefner will never be prosecuted, but he'll never be prosecuted also because him dead. All right. He's never going to be prosecuted. All right. I think I got everybody. That means I got some leftover for tonight's show. So if you missed tonight's show, you can always catch the replay and all of that. I think I got everybody. What's coming up tonight? It's coming up tonight. Do I have it? Oh, we have a woman that says men. Okay, I'm going to play a preview. This is for tonight's video. There's a little Latina here. Is she a Latina or a Middle Eastern? I can't tell. She looks Middle Eastern to me. All right, this is what she says right here. This is for tonight about men in love. Here it is.
A lot of men do get married because they want a maid, a chef, a house cleaner, like all of these things, which that's totally fine if that's his wants and needs out of the partner. But then don't expect for her to bring in income just as much as you, but then also take on those roles and also have babies for you. Like, it's just like, how much do you want out of this person? And then when the woman gets tired and she can't like do anymore, then it's upset. Then it's like, oh, she's not the same as she was.
All right, man. Wow, bro. Dude, they really don't want to serve you at all. They really don't care about you niggas at all. They on their own part. They on their own purpose. And I don't blame them. I just blame the guys that don't see this. All right. I just say, guys, this is what you're up against out here. Right? They're really on a mission for themselves. They out for themselves. They don't care about nothing y'all got to say.
Men do get married because they want a maid, a chef, a house cleaner, like all of these things, which that's totally fine.
All right, I can hire all these people, by the way. All right, I hire all of those people. So that's why I don't need women, right? I don't need cohabitation. So I already know it's better for me to hire all these people. And then I just hire the girl.
If that's his wants and needs out of the partner.
Well, the woman becomes obsolete at that point. So they become obsolete severely. Then I'm like, well, what am I getting from you? And they're like, you're getting a partnership. And bitch, like, what are we doing? All right, there's nothing much to offer once I figured out the free agent lifestyle. Once I start hiring my own cooks and my own maids and I'm like, okay, so I don't need that from you now. You should be happy, right? And they're like, yeah, but I want a commitment. For what? Like, oh my God, for what? Commitment for what? What are we going to do? Just waste my damn time. All right, I got way too much to lose. That commitment yields very little to me. That is the power of getting to the bag. I do have one more is Triggerverse. He says, I hear theory time. I believe that most successful non-Bama blacks date out and will have the chocolate deduced out of the gene pool with other races. So according to the one racist drop rule, are they considered black also? Yeah. You're going to see a lot of tap dancing and hypocrisy related to that. JC says this ninja traded his entire portfolio for a PS2 collection edition. He did. But yeah, the one drop rule is used for and against blacks, all right, at all costs. If they don't like the black person or the mulatto or the mixed person, they ain't black. I mean, I'm even been told I ain't black. So I even are confused as to what black is. All right, what is black? Is it a culture? Is it what is it? All right, but if it's a person that they're trying to prove is black, they'll bring out the one drop rule and they'll hold up a picture of a dead descendant. All right, look, this person's black. They black. But if they don't like the person, all right, they ain't black enough. All right, like, oh. Shout out to the Coach Gang. We'll be back tonight. Peace.
Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack.
Maybe look at the Zoom. This would be the first.
They wild, I think.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy?